Well, hello there, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome in, Lehay. Thank you for the 7 stream streak, and welcome in. Hope all is well. Also, welcome in, Crablane. Hope you're doing great as well. And yep, today is a bit of a different, more unique stream. And if you've been keeping up with the channel, we're doing some different content recently. Along the lines of using iNaturalist. And it's a game called iNatGuessr, where pretty much it's like GeoGuessr, but you get a set of images of anything, pretty much animals, plants, fish, anything that is alive, I guess, and moving, hopefully. It could include birds, it could include reptiles, it can include everything. And at times you can also use GeoGuessr skills, like with vibe guessing, the landscape, the vegetation. Even in urban rounds, you can use it. So it's quite like an interesting combination, but it also tests you a lot on your familiarity with animals and, species in like a certain region or continent or even a country. And yeah, done a couple of videos on it now. Did one of them on, birds recently. And you can check out on my channel. But I also did one for, the whole... all of them at once, pretty much, where it included plants and everything else. Yeah, but I was showing the start screen just because I haven't really started yet. I was just waiting for people to say stuff in the chat, then I was good to go. But yeah, this is iNatGuessr. I can send the link in the chat if you want to keep record of what this is. And it pretty much is like powered by an iNaturalist. And yeah, I don't think it's been worked on for a while, but it's been around since 2023. But it's definitely something different, something fun, and it gives like an incentive of like certain skills that would be great to apply in GeoGuessr. But unfortunately, like stuff like birds, like mammals and stuff like that, very rarely show up. So it's like a nice alternative thing, and it also gets you more involved with the nature side as well of animals, which definitely could appeal to more, some of you guys, not everyone. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And welcome in, Vasily. How's it going? But yeah, we're going to give it a go today. You're welcome to join in. And, yeah, we're just going to chill today, do whatever, and play us for a bit. And maybe later I might switch it up to something else, but I don't know how long we'll be streaming tonight. So pretty much the plan with streams is I'll be streaming today, obviously, but tomorrow I'll be streaming 1v1s and trying to catch up with the games that we haven't got to yet. And yeah, but then if there's a spare time, I might recap some Poviats, but I think it'll be mostly 1v1 stream tomorrow. And then after that I will be away. So Saturday, I'm not heading away on Saturday, I'm heading away on Sunday, but on Saturday I won't have time to stream, unfortunately. So we got this stream and tomorrow's stream, and then I'll be not around for a week. But I have been working pretty hard with getting videos, recorded and scheduled whilst I'm away. So if you do miss out on, any streams or anything, there'll be videos out on YouTube for you guys to, to still see some stuff, hearing about. And if you've got not much going on, you're more than welcome to watch the videos you want to watch. And yep, we're going to give this a go. And like I say, if you've got any questions about it, let me know. But for context, I just found this out somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but I have an animal conservation degree, so like I do know my animals a fair bit, but I don't really know my plants very well. I did a recording for mammals for next week, and let's just say that went horrendously bad. But it was kind of unlucky. But my main speciality is probably birds, I would say. So if we get birds, then I'll probably have a good idea. But there'll be times where you might recognise like a certain palm, a certain landscape or a certain mammal or animal. It'd be quite interesting, to give a go and see how we do today. But yep, might as well jump into it. So, yep, let's do it. And hopefully, yeah, there's not too much stuff out of the way. Okay. So obviously we've got some elephants here. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So you get elephants pretty much like in Africa and, some parts, and some parts of Asia. I can't quite make this out. Yeah, look at the talons though. It's got some interesting sharp talons, but this might be a shrike or something, which would be quite interesting. I thought it was a flycatcher at first, but those kind of look like quite sharp talons. But maybe it is just something random. I'm not too sure, but it kind of resembles like a passeriform, which is like the biggest group of birds. We've got an Egyptian goose here. That's the name. We've got something that looks kind of like a mallard here. I think that might be a plover of sorts. And then we've got some other ducks here as well. What we got here? Yeah, I have no idea what this is. What is this? This looks like some sort of boar, like, you know, something similar to a wild boar, but it's definitely not the European ones. No idea what that is. That's just some sort of fungus. I have no idea about fungi. But like I say, if you guys have know any of these, let me know, because it'd be good to work together. If you have any ideas, and if you're stuck, then I'll just obviously share my thought process. And yeah, with plants, I'm not very good at, so like these plants for me are just practically useless. But we got some wind turbines on the hills, which is interesting. But yeah, I assume this is probably gonna be Africa. I mean, Egyptian goose or Egyptian geese can be like have been introduced in random places, so you can't always trust that. Like, you can even get Egyptian geese in like the UK now, so it's not really that trustworthy. But this looks like some sort of butcher bird or flycatcher. I don't know how I can't tell between the two, but maybe it's more. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. But yeah, I mean, I thought Africa, but I don't know where. I don't think this is Asia, unless you guys think that. Welcome in, Mayo. Hope all is well. Pretty much, we're just trying to guess where we are in the world based off these images. So yeah, and it could be anywhere. It could be any country outside of GeoGuessr, so it doesn't have to have official coverage. So it's going to be interesting to see where these places are. Yeah, like a warthog. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the same, Vasily. Yep, I think I'm thinking the same. I think it's somewhere in Africa, and sub-Saharan. Maybe it's. Yeah, it's interesting because we've got some decent-sized hills. It doesn't feel as plainsy, but again, like, I think these photos will be taken within a given radius. So they're all not going to be the exact same place. Is there a country that comes to mind, Vasily, that makes you think of anything like this? Because I do agree with you. I think it's somewhere in Africa. I mean, initially my vibe was maybe like a weird Kenya or something I could see. But it could also just be something, yeah, like I said, up further up here. Yeah, I think Indian elephants tend to have like shorter ears, I think. But I didn't really think India, and I thought this, like, whatever this is, to me it feels something I would see more in Africa. But this is very hard to like be confident with. But like, I didn't think India, and that would be the country you would go if you thought these were Indian elephants. But I think these are African ones. But it is interesting. We got a wind turbine ridge. It'd be like some Maharashtra bait, won't it? That'd be crazy. You're welcome in, Steve. Hope all is well. But yeah, I thought this like warthog looked more African. Don't know if you get these in India, but it could be some similar thing going on. Yeah, I think we've got Africa. I just don't really know where. I might just try some weird Kenya, but we've got like a weird ridge. I mean, what about Ethiopia? Or is that just a crazy send? If I can even find it. I mean, it's got like the script on, so yeah, have fun with that one. Maybe Ethiopia could be good, because it kind of feels not normal, and the ridge is quite interesting. Does Ethiopia have like these ridges like this? Or is it all just like one elevation gain? I actually don't know. But I think it's like the normal African elephant. Like, there's two different species of elephants in Africa. One's more like a bush elephant that you get more in the jungle. And there's another one where I think you get more of it like around this area. So I think it's going to be something around here. But I thought like, you know, like Ethiopia, Tanzania, Kenya, But the wind turbines are interesting. The wind turbines have thrown a spanner into the works. Why are they not including image of a car? Yeah, it's unlucky. No car metas. Oh, Jeffrey Bay. Do you have a vibe here, Steve? Anything come to mind? Anybody else in chat? I mean, I think we're going to send somewhere in Africa. I'm just probably either sending Tanzania or Ethiopia at this moment. But yeah, if anyone wants me to click on an image to get a better view of something, like for example, you want a better view of landscape, I can just click on the image and you guys can see a bit better. Second row, second left. I think that's a fungus. I think that's some sort of fungus. Wherever the Lion King is supposed to be based, because we have a picture of Pumbaa, to be fair. Yeah. I think if you want to hedge, Tanzania is probably not a bad send, or maybe Zambia, but I don't know if Zambia has big ridges like this. But yeah. It is an interesting one. Yeah. Like if you know your plants, bro, it's such a hack. Like, but the thing is, like, I feel like there's so many. Like, you have to be a specialist for like a country. It's already hard enough. Like, a continent is even more difficult. This is not the daily challenge. No, I just clicked start. But we could do the daily challenge after this, though. But yeah, this is not the daily challenge. I could play it after this. I could play it after this game. And you can let me know how you did. But afterwards. But yeah, I think I'm just going to send something in like... I feel like... I'm just a bit confused with the wind turbines. Yeah, I was wondering if that's some random plane in like, what's it? Ethiopia or something. But yeah, I'm not too sure. It would be like something crazy like Mozambique. Something just feels off about this. If this ends up somehow being India, then this is just misplaced. So, yep, let's just send and see if we actually are near enough or sent the Chronicles of Narnia, to be fair. It was South Africa, really. That did not feel like South Africa. When does South Africa have a... Is that really is that a tabletop mountain? I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, though, doesn't it? But, like... Oh, my days. It's probably that ridge, innit? Ah, bloody hell. I mean, it happens. It happens, guys. I mean, we are just warming up. But if I show you the distribution, I mean, I'll show you the African elephant distribution. So this is the Savannah one. So pretty much you get it like... I mean, it's quite limited in Ethiopia. So Ethiopia was a bit of a commit, but you get a lot in Kenya. But yeah, there's like certain hotspots in South Africa. Like, there seems to be a big hotspot. And I guess this ridge we should have got. Because it was like a very east-west ridge, but I didn't realise there was turbines on it like that. Which is interesting. But yeah, this is the African Savannah one. Because you can get another species. So if I go to taxonomy and we click the forest elephant, which is what I was talking about. So this is where you get it more in the jungle. And you get it like more like in the Central Africa, like you get a bit in the Congo, Gabon, and then some parts of like here as well. But it's interesting to get certain clusters as well, which is really interesting. Obviously protected, probably national parks does the trick, done it. Obviously there's a lot of stuff going on. Trying to deal with a lot of like human interference. So yeah, we don't know what this bird is, but this is talking about these ducks. So yeah, the red-billed teal. So if we see that, it's pretty much good for Africa. You don't really get it anywhere else. Then we had... Yeah, we'll take a look at this because we were talking about it. Yeah, it was a warthog. Yeah, you were very right with that. Yeah, this is the one out of Lion King. Yep. But yeah, like I say, I think I went way too now. I think I should have... Again, I think the ridge was quite distinctive. But yeah, it'd be interesting to like compare like the, combining like animals in photos and see if we can actually narrow it down as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah, Yeah, Giovanni, welcome in, by the way. Hope all is well. Good to see you here. But yeah, it seems so obvious in hindsight when you see a big, massive ridge like that. But it happens. But the thing is, I think it bases it off the first photo, but it should all be taken around the same area. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to look at the plants because I don't think that was that helpful. I'll take a look at this. So it's a chin spot batis. I've not seen this before. But again, similar distribution. But yeah, I recognise it was Africa, but other than that, kind of mocked the bacon. Yeah, honestly, I've not seen a wind turbine on that ridge before, Mitski, not gonna lie. I mean, it's been around for like it's been around since 2023, Giovanni. I just don't think many people have found it. But it is, yeah, iNatGuessr version of GeoGuessr, yeah. But yeah, for some reason, I've never seen a ridge before. I mean, we just cooked here. Like, what are we meant to do with this? Does anybody recognise these butterflies? Because I don't. Got some grasshoppers. I mean, what are you meant to do with this? Got some lizard. If anybody knows the species here, then maybe we've got a chance. I might just send somewhere in Africa, but other than that, I don't know. So, Apasarangi, you got how many points? 7,978, okay. Oh yeah, to be fair, if someone just throws that name at me, I think I know it's down there. Yeah, I just didn't think of it. I was too busy thinking about the range at which the elephants were in, but I just didn't think of an east to west ridge in my head in Cape because it didn't look like an obvious tabletop mountain, so it just didn't come to my head. Burkina Faso, I mean, could be. I think we have to go Africa though, but I don't know any of these animals, so if anybody else knows, then sure. What's the last thing? I think it's some sort of like grasshopper or locust. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want them on your crops. Let's just say that. But I think we're saying Africa. I mean, where do I go in Africa? I mean, Burkina Faso is quite a ball one. It feels a bit more dry, this environment, to me. I feel like Burkina Faso's a bit... Is Burkina Faso a lot more jungly, or am I going insane? Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. It's not actually that jungly. I don't mind trying that. Why not? We have no idea. I mean, no. I guess nobody has any idea about this one, because this is just ridiculously difficult. So I guess we'll just send, because, like, what are you meant to do with this? Okay, it was Tanzania. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we probably only got the constant because of the skin colour, bro. That's literally the only reason how we got that. But I knew the butterflies weren't UK or Europe, but that's about it. Did it? Oh, why am I clicking that? Yeah, let's actually. I want to actually see what the lizard is, at least. The African striped skink. That's an interesting name, but it seems to be good for east side of Africa, east coast. So I guess this could be useful to remember, but there'll be probably similar ones. But yeah, skinks is a crazy name for an animal. Sounds like an insult. Yeah, I mean, I assume these are just some sort of grasshopper. I mean, good luck trying to identify grasshoppers. There'll be like so many, bro. Good luck trying to be good at insects. Unless like you recognize it in the area you've worked at or lived in, then good luck. Butterflies are a bit more doable. I mean, we've got like two species, maybe three actually, but I don't know what they are. Yeah, dancing amber. I mean, good for getting Africa. I mean, not that great. Then this one's the other one, isn't it? The spotted joker. That's me when I mock the bacon, to be fair. But you get this one also in India, so it's a bit more spread. And then, yeah, I think this is just some locust of some sort. But yeah, very similar distribution. Yeah, good luck getting that one. I mean, we only got the constant because of the person's hands, to be honest. But even then, we could have been baited. Okay. Interesting. That looks like an American robin, kinda. That looks like an American robin, or it's very similar. But the thing is, like, an American robin's more of a thrush than a robin, which is very weird. But that's average naming for you. Yeah, we've got, like, some sort of crow-like thing with a chocolate head. I mean, this is definitely not Europe. I can tell you that for a fact. But the vegetation feels very similar. We've got some sort of skipper butterfly here. Some sort of caterpillar. No idea what this is meant to be. Why not Europe? Because the birds aren't European. Like, this should not be Europe with these birds. Looks like we've got some snake here. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this might be an American robin, or it's something very similar. If it's not an American robin, then I'm pretty sure there's no similar bird that looks like an American robin in Europe either. Massachusetts, I mean, it's not a bad shout. I don't mind that call. Got some reed bears. Looks like we've got some great egret here, or great white egret potentially. Which will be good for, like, I think North America, Europe, Eurasia pretty much. Yeah, we've got some sort of toad here. Yeah, that's just some random vegetation I think it's showing. Do we have any, like, anything with a good view? We don't really, do we? So what are we thinking? Ontario, a grackle? What's a grackle? Mum katakari. You guys can't see the snake, can you? But it's very hard to put my camera anywhere. But hopefully, I could just make it bigger, I guess. Again, if you want to see the snake. Yeah, if you let me know what a grackle is, let me know. Or I don't know if that's an animal or not. Let me know if it is. Yeah. I could just see this all where I live, yeah. I mean, that's what I felt. And then with the UK, it ends up being somewhere else in Europe, so. Big bird on the feeder. Is it this one or this one? I assume you mean the one with the chocolate head? Or the brown head? Or you mean, I assume you mean that one. And the birdhouse looks North American. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is probably US or Canada. Show the iris, I can't. This is the most zoomed in I can show it. I can't zoom in. I mean, I could do this, but yeah, good luck with that. No, the flower. Which flower? There's like 5. Mum Katakari. So if it is that bird, do you recall the distribution? Don't Google it, of course. Or do you recall where you've seen it, like a state or an area in your mind? The purple one. Okay, well, it's this one that I assume is pink. So maybe I'll show you this one. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard. I mean, if it's the other one, let me know. But yeah, this one looks the most purple. But yeah, if you let me know if you remember seeing that bird somewhere, let me know. Mum Katakari, that would be great. But I think it's US somewhere, or maybe a weird Canada. Just remember similar bird from YouTube feeds. Got you. Yep. Hopefully you've had a good enough look at this Atalantia. But I think I do need to look at the other stuff. Are you from the US, Mum Katakari, or Canada? Like, that might be good to know if it's coming from YouTube feeds. But yeah. Let me know if you've got any idea, Atalantia. No UK. Well, it's definitely not UK, yeah. If this is UK, then this is just misplaced. I'm sorry. You never get these birds in UK, so I assume you just got some feed from another continent, yeah. You just guess where you think these photos were taken on the map, pretty much. I forgot how this works. Yeah, so pretty much it's like GeoGuessr. It's pretty much GeoGuessr. So at the moment, I'm thinking anywhere in the US. I just don't know if it feels... Because we're near some reed beds. So it's a very wetland area. But obviously each state probably has some sort of wetland somewhere. So at the moment, like, there was a mention about Massachusetts, which I could see. They've got lots of wetland areas. I think, anyway. There's probably a lot of wetland there, but it could also have lots of random wetland, like, even, like, all the way around, you know, the Midwest, even. But yeah, you pretty much just guess like it's GeoGuessr, so... What do you reckon? I'm just going to move my plate. But obviously, like, I'm pretty confident it's not the UK, so if it is, then there's some dodgy stuff going on. Yeah. We had a Massachusetts call in chats, though, didn't we? Who mentioned it? Yeah. I'm not really getting Ontario vibe, but it wouldn't surprise if it is. Massachusetts from Lancelot, and he said, I could just see all these things where I live. Yeah. Well, I've been there before, it's been wrong, but I think we'll try it. Why not? Why not try it? Let's just see. We might be mocking the bacon, though. I'm biased, though. I mean, we've got nothing besides US. Like, we could... One minute we could send somewhere around here. Another minute we could send somewhere around here. The other thing is that we... Like, do these plants feel northeastern? Like, I don't know. I wish we could see more trees or something. That would definitely be helpful. But I'm pretty sure this is an American robin, so I'm pretty sure it is US or Canada. Let's just send it and just find out. I mean... Yep, GG. It's actually Oregon. Yeah, good luck getting that. So, we can take a look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an American robin. It's one of the few American birds I know. Because it's a vagrant to the UK. It's had a few records. But yeah, very distinctive. And you can see it's mostly US. But you have some recordings in the UK. But they're accidental. Let's take a look at the other stuff. Molliferous atter. Brown-headed cowbird. Again, found everywhere. Not really that useful. Yeah, I was a bit confused too. Yeah, with it being northeast, but again, like, I'm not good with plants, so I always doubt myself. I think this was just the great white egret, or just great egret's the other name. Yeah, this one's pretty much everywhere. Very well widespread. I guess we'll look at the snake, because you guys didn't really see the snake very well. But it was a rare spotted garter snake, but it is a subspecies though, so that's why it looks very specific. So this would have, if we knew it was this subspecies, it's a free Oregon, bro. But if we check common garter snake, which would be the species, then it's all over the US. So pretty much, what you need to know is what is different for this one than the other, because it doesn't really say, so we might need to check the actual common garter snake and see if it actually gives us a description of it. So we had, what did we have again? We had the one in Oregon. Was it this one? No, that's place. Which one? What was it called again? I've forgotten. What was it called again? Red spotted. So it was this one, right? Which one's red spotted? What was the Latin name again? Yeah, red spotted, yeah. So it was this one. Yeah, I guess it's more red, but like, yeah, maybe that's the clue. It's just a different colouring on the snake. But there's some that are very similar, so yeah, good luck with that. But yeah, if you're able to identify subspecies, I think that's a thing more with like snakes and mammals, is like subspecies are actually quite useful. Birds, you don't need to know the subspecies as often, but they can be quite handy. Yeah. Moss. You know, the moss on the ground in the one pic is a good clue in hindsight. Is there any reason in particular why, out of curiosity, how it would be a good clue for going west coast instead of east? I thought you got lichen, or I thought it was. Yeah, is it moss or is it lichen, or is it a bit of both? I can't tell. Might be just moss. Yeah, so that was a brown-headed cowbird. This, I assume, is some sort of skipper. Yeah, common checker skipper. I think you actually get this in the UK. Or it's a similar type of skipper that looks like it, yeah, but again, not useful. Someone said they wanted to check the toad. Or frog. It was a frog, actually. Yeah, well, to be fair, this one's actually quite good for getting west. The northern red-legged frog. But then again, we just saw the head. I mean, that's very hard to identify. Yeah, it's the hanging moss. Got you. I'm not good at identifying mosses. So, yeah. But yeah, if that helped get west, then fair play. I would not have got that. I don't think there was anything else. I think... Obviously, you said it was an iris. It was the Oregon iris. Oh no. That is unlucky. Yeah, I guess check the about. Description. The leaves are very slender for an iris. Yeah. Its rhizomes spread slowly, causing the plant to grow in a tight clump. Means tough or tenacious, and is in reference to the strong fibrous leaves of the plants, which were used by indigenous people for braiding into snares and other cordage. Interesting. But we've had a lot of Oregon specific things this round. Crazy. Yeah, it is crazy like how much knowledge there is with like identifying animals though. But yeah, that's tough. We'll do 2 more rounds and then we'll try to do the daily challenge and see what we have. Okay, let me know if you recognize any of this. Okay, we've got some sort of beetle there. No idea what that is. We've got Michael Jackson here. Or Jeff. That looks like it's trying to be a gargany but isn't. Yeah, so some sort of butterfly. Looks similar to a gatekeeper, but probably isn't. Another beetle. Got some sort of... I think that's a damselfly. I don't think that is a dragonfly. I think that's a damselfly. Then we've got a crow. If you know the crow species, let me know. I do not. What else do we have? We have a kingfisher. I mean... Unless the lighting is the camera lighting is very sus, it does not look like the normal kingfisher you get in the UK, but it's kind of similar. And then we've got some sort of ant as well. We have got some vegetation here. We've got some like eucalyptus-like trees, so it's obviously a more warm climate. So we're probably thinking, I guess, like stuff like Portugal, Spain. Something like Portugal could work. So in the Mediterranean, maybe. Australia could work as well. Eucalyptus would be very sus for US, right? I feel like this bark feels a bit weird for US. But maybe Atalanzia might have a better idea than me when it comes to plants or trees, but yeah, it does feel a bit off for US to me. Although they do have similar looking birds. Like this looks very similar to the kingfisher you get in the UK, but it's not the same. Like it might be a different. It might be a subspecies, but it's not the exact same thing. But yeah, I don't recognise the crow. I don't recognise the duck unless it's some very weird gargany thing. Show the other flowers. Which ones? Was this one the Michael Jackson flower? There's this. And I'll show you the one in like 10 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to show you the next one in 3, 2, 1. Then there's this. And then we have this. And then we have this. But yeah, I mean, my thoughts right now, Australia came to mind. Something feels a bit odd with the animals, though. I don't know. I thought Australia or very weird Mediterranean, but it's a bit sus how I don't recognise the crow. I feel like if it was Europe, I would recognise the crow. Probably. But I've not seen this crow before. So I'm thinking maybe this is... Could be Australia, could be... Could it ever be like a weird Chile, ever? Like, is that possible? Because they have eucalyptus trees like this. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know, to be honest. It could be somewhere else in, like, Asia. But I don't know, I'm thinking Australia. Yeah, and... Where in Australia do we reckon, guys? Like, do we just send NSW? Or do you think this is more like a bit further north, like Queens or Vic? I'm not too sure. We could just say NSW is probably the sensible thing. It's kind of like a decent hedge between the three. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's like just some dry Melbourne. I could even see a weird SA, honestly. But yeah, I think we'll probably got Australia here. But yeah, I'm a bit worried. Yo, welcome in, Riley. How's it going? I think it's Thailand. I mean, it could be. I didn't think it would be, but it's possible. Yep, we'll see. But yeah, hope all is well, Riley. Yeah, I mean, this would be like somehow Portugal, and it's just some random crow I've never seen before. Or Chile or something, but I don't mind Australia here. Let's just send it. Yep, it was actually Brisbane. It was Queensland. Very nice. Good stuff. But you can use GeoGuessr skills in this game. It's not just about knowing animals all the time. But that's pretty solid. Didn't say Narnia on that one. We'll do one more before we do the daily challenge. Okay, so we've got a hoopoe here. Very cool bird. You can get them in the UK. I think we've got a monarch here. Which would be very weird to see in the UK. I assume this caterpillar could be like, you know, the caterpillar for the monarch, maybe. Does anybody recognise this bird? I mean, it looks like some sort of hawk or eagle. I mean, I don't know the species. But maybe. Then we've got a fat toad. And then we have some sort of like parasitoid wasp or some sort of wasp here. Or it's something very similar. Probably not a parasitoid wasp. They're tiny, but what we got here? Looks like we've got some sort of grasshopper here again, or locust. I'm not too sure. A kite, possible. It's definitely possible, but it didn't really. It gave me more of like an eagle or a buzzard type thing going on, but it could be called a kite, but its Latin name is a buzzard. Like, I think there are some things called a kite that have the Latin name Buttio, so it could be a... I don't know if it's a red-tailed hawk. I don't know if it's that. Either way, I don't know what species it is. If somebody knows that species, that would be pretty handy. But I don't remember the hoopoe distribution. I feel like monarchs are... Isn't monarchs like more of like a US, Mexico thing? Or do you get them in Asia, like, as well? I'm not too sure. But it looks like some sort of monarch, or it's trying to impersonate a monarch. That's not the monarch we have in the US. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure how to separate them. So, where else do you get them? So, I don't know if you get milkweed in Europe that much. I don't know if you get them in Europe. I feel like maybe Asia then. But it does feel weird. Yo, Riley, thank you for the 25 stream streak. Oh, Jeffrey, indeed. I mean, by chance, this could be like a rarity sighting and they've just found like one photo of a monarch in Europe. But I don't know all my eagles and buzzards or kites or whatever in Europe, but it doesn't... I don't recall it. But I don't know the distribution of a hoopoe. I know you get them in Africa. And obviously you get them in Europe. Maybe you get a bit of it in Asia as well. We've also got some at here. It strangely feels kind of temperate, but tropical at the same time. I'm not too sure. What we're thinking about Asia at the moment, I'm a bit conflicted, because if it's not an actual monarch, then we can't send... If it's not the American one, we can't send US. I don't even know if you get hoopoes in US, to be honest, either. I don't know if you get these in the US. So it's a bit of a weird one, because some of this vegetation feels quite temperate. I don't know what your impression is, Atalansia, but something's a bit weird with the plants. Like, it doesn't feel like a normal Asia around. I thought Spain, I mean, I would think Spain too, or something Mediterranean, maybe, or something in Europe, but the monarch is very sus. I don't think there's a European version of a monarch. I feel like they all get accidentally come here by accident, if they get seen. But maybe I'm just UK specific, I don't know. But the bird could be something in Europe, but I don't know. I'm kind of surprised it's not US, to be honest. But then again, the hoopoe I don't think will make sense for US. I'll try and show the other plants as well. So we've got another plant here. I am eating, guys, by the way, so that's why I'm being a bit slow. And I guess this, but I don't know what that's meant to be. Got some sort of moss present. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just a bit weary about Europe with the monarch. I just don't know if you really get monarchs in Europe, but I might be wrong. Like, monarchs, really, they're like milkweed plants. And do you really get milkweed in Europe? Maybe there's maybe there is some in Europe. I don't know. Maybe there's some planted stuff or some farms that grow it. I don't know, but milkweed just doesn't come to my head with Europe, because that's the crop usually that they need pretty much. I think that's a monarch thing. That's why, like, you don't really get them in the UK, because you don't have them. Yeah. Could it ever be like a temperate part of Mexico? Because you get them, you know, I don't know if it might be too temperate for Mexico, but that, I guess, could make sense why it's a bit different. Which bird? The eagle, or the eagle-like one, or the hoopoe? The hoopoe is one of the ones. It's a very distinctive bird, so once you know it, you know it. The hoopoe one's the pink one with the weird head. But I think that's more of an Africa, Europe, Asia species. I'd be surprised you get them in the US. I think that's out of range for them. So I don't think it's Africa, so that's out of question. So really, I think the situation is we either think of like somewhere in Asia to send that might work. I don't know. Could it be Japan or something? How about Japan? Because that might make sense with a temperate vibe. South Africa or some temperate Asia, yeah. But again, I feel like seeing monarchs in Africa would be a bit weird, right? Yeah, India could work. I think like that's my other guess. Because like Japan's very far away for a hoopoe, I think. I don't think you should get hoopoes in Japan, I don't think, so... I just don't know where in India to send, that's the problem. Like, where would you go in India with this? Rallius join. Rallius 5K'ing just off like one random bush in India. The tree the hawk is sitting on looks pretty Pretty thorny and tropical. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of these leaves are so weird. But yeah, maybe India's best. I mean, India has milkweed, we know that, which makes sense for the monarch. So maybe that's why there is a monarch here, because there's milkweed there. And there's like, you know, and that will make sense. I don't know if there's milkweed in Japan or Korea. So I think India might be the best option we have. So where in India would have, where would you go here, like like something like Maharashtra, or something like that? I don't really know. Because you'll have a better feel of the vegetation. Because it could be like some East Maha, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, but it feels a bit weird though, doesn't it? Assam, I guess it could be something weird like that, but I don't know. It's a weird one, it's a weird one. Shall we just send like something around here and just see where it is? So I'm very interested to find out where this is, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, it is the last round. I think we're just going to send Atalanzia. Yeah, the rocks have a vibe as well, but I have no idea what's going on here. I mean, could it just be like some like seasonal stuff in Rajasthan? I mean, where do you get milkweed in India again? It's kind of everywhere, isn't it, at times? But I guess in monarchs they could just spread around, so it might not necessarily be near milkweed. I would just send something around around the middle. I don't really know where to go, so let's just see. It was South Africa. I did not know you get monarchs in South Africa, unless it's like an impersonator. Yeah, it's something else. It's a different species. Yeah. So like this looks like it's impersonating a monarch. Like sometimes with butterflies they evolve to like look very similar to like another butterfly. So for example, like a monarch is very like birds will know not to eat monarchs because they're quite what's it yeah, it is a milkweed butterfly. Yeah, but it's not exactly a monarch. So it could just be a similar evolutionary trait, I guess. But there are other butterflies that are not related to monarchs at all that can impersonate what they look like. So like a monarch, I think birds will avoid eating because they're quite poisonous or toxic, I think is the word. So I didn't know if it was going to be something like that, but it's some South Africa species. I mean, it makes sense in hindsight to be there. But yeah, I mean, this is a subspecies as well called the African plain tiger. Technically, there's been some reports there, but I don't know if those are legitimate. We'll take a look at the plain tiger. So this is the actual species. And yeah, I guess this is like the monarch version for Africa, I guess. But you get it all over India. So the species we had made sense for where we guessed. But it was a subspecies of it, unfortunately. That, yeah, it looks a bit more pale, but yeah, that's pretty tough. Pretty hard round, that. But yeah, it's tough. It's not easy. We are noobs at this. Especially if the birds aren't that useful, I'm kind of cooked. But yeah, so we got 6,600, so tough game. We could do, but I do want to do the daily challenge next, and I also want to do some birds as well. So yeah, we'll fit it in. But we'll try the daily challenge now. And people who've played or might snipe, don't try and play it beforehand. Try and, you know, be smart about it. Like, I'll probably be able to tell. So we'll do the daily challenge. I've been learning these bloody cockatoos. I've learned these bloody parrots recently. That's funny. So which one is this? I think this one is the sulfur one, the sulfur crested cockatoo. So this is pretty good for Asia. And I think you get them in Australia a fair bit. You get them, yeah, kind of, you get like a random cluster in Hong Kong as well, but I don't think it's Hong Kong. Okay, we've got a nightjar here. Don't know what species it is, but it's a species of nightjar. This looks like a curlew or something very similar to a curlew, which is a wader. Got a crow here. Could be related to a raven. It's kind of fan-tailed. I think this is an eastern cattle egret. This looks like some sort of gallinule, but I don't know what it is. No idea what this is. Maybe you guys know. This looks like a turnstone, a ruddy turnstone or something very similar. This is a kingfisher, but I don't know what the species is. Kind of similar to what we had in a previous round, but I don't know what it is. It's definitely not a gargany. It's like a mixture of a gargany and a teal. And then we've got a bee-eater. Interesting. The only problem with parrots is they could be accidentally released, and it could be like in the wrong area. And that can happen quite often on this, unfortunately. You get random rare ones showing up more than they should. But yeah, we've got a lot of species here. I recognise half of them. I think this is going to be somewhere in Asia. I just don't know if this is like Australia or something more in like like something more like up here. But a ruddy turnstone has a very big distribution. But other than that, it's kind of conflicting. I mean, you got some hints of vegetation. I think that is a sulfur-crested cockatoo, though. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, it could just be Australia. Do you get bee-eaters in Australia? I don't know. It feels a bit weird. Could be just somewhere in Asia instead. Like, it could be some random Taiwan. But then again, like, it's a bit weird for Taiwan, isn't it? But yeah, I don't remember the full distribution of this, unfortunately. I just know the species, because I've been trying to learn parrots. Maybe for a future video, for a birds video, but there's like 500 species, so it's not going to happen anytime soon, though. But yeah, birding is quite fun. It's definitely, I would say it's nicer than, it's easier to probably understand than plants once you get going. I think plants are just so much going on, and it's very like subtle details as well. Whereas I feel like birds, it's easy to have a good eye on things, even from distance. But yeah, I'm a bit conflicted over whether it's somewhere like in Asia or just a weird Australia, but I wasn't really getting Australia vibes. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't really getting Australia vibes. Do you get bee-eaters in Australia? Like, I don't know if you even do. Like, I feel like bee-eaters I associate more with Africa or maybe Asia and South America, like the Americas. I don't associate bee-eaters in Australia. But maybe I'm going crazy. Because this could be this could be just a released bird. I don't know, but from captivity. But I don't know. It's an interesting round. I could send. It's on the coast as well. So like we either like send something like along probably Queensland coast or something like around here, or we go more north and we try something like Thailand, Philippines. I could see. Maybe Philippines or Thailand or something. I don't know if Taiwan will look like this. I feel like we would see more climate. Does this feel tropical? Is it really Australia? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I know you get this bird in Australia a lot, but you also get it further up in Asia. I mean, Australia literally can be tropical, like in the north, so. But it does feel a bit off for Australia. That's why I'm like trying to figure out where in Asia would work better. And again, that's what I was saying. Like, bee-eaters seems a bit weird for Australia. But this doesn't feel super tropical. This image, I feel like it might be. I mean, like maybe like say Atalantia might have a better idea with the vibe of this tree or whatever, but. There's a lot of dry areas right on the coast, and these bird species I'm seeing, I would see in the UK potentially. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a turnstone that I see in the UK, but I think they're everywhere. And Cataligra is more of like wetlandy. But again, you could find it in tropical environments. We've got probably some coastal pine, maybe. I don't know what Atlantea's thoughts on that. But I would say it is a bit weird for Australia. I'm just a bit conflicted where on earth I send in Asia. That's the problem. Really. Yeah, exactly. Queensland is it could very easily be Queensland. Yeah. Yeah, because, I don't know. It is, to me, I'm trying to picture this parrot's distribution in my head. I remember being in Asia, but I don't know. I remember being, like, there was like I think a population. No, I'm thinking of a different parrot. It's not around Hong Kong. I figured of something else. Yeah. The other thing I'm being thrown off by is the bee eater. But maybe you get bee eaters in Australia. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think it. I think it might be something else. This. I think stuff like, I don't know. I just don't remember where you bloody got them. That's the problem. This is annoying because I should know the distribution of this bloody bird in my head, but I don't fully. I think we just give the bee eater the benefit of the doubt, I guess. And just send Queensland because I don't know. I don't know where to place in Asia because I don't want to send someone in Asia that doesn't have this parrot. So I kind of want to look at the parrot profile afterwards. But I'll probably go Queensland, I guess. But if it ends up being Thailand or something, then it's just tough, innit? I think we should just try it. Okay, it was Bali. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was close to Australia at least. Only 936 points though. It's not much. But I want to check this distribution again. Yeah, it is a sulfur crested cockatoo. Yeah, so it's all over the Australia coast. But then, like, look at how many records there are here. There's like 4 records. Like, that's so limited. And it's not been recorded here, which I was correct. There is one record in Hong Kong, so in Macau. Like, that's just brutal, really. I mean, it makes sense because the climate was a bit sus for Australia, but it didn't really feel like a normal Indonesia, did it? I can see Bali, but that's just such a crazy send. If you send that. Yeah, I was debating like Papua New Guinea. Most of the population is just around Australia, which is what threw me off. But yep. At least I identified the species. This is definitely some sort of Savannah nightjar. So this would have helped get indoor, I guess. But I don't know. Like anything outside of Europe is kind of GG. But yeah, I mean, maybe you don't get nightjars in Australia. Let me check if you get nightjars in Australia. You do. Okay, you can get nightjars in Australia. Okay. This looked similar to a curlew, but it was just a. Why has it got Madagascar scarensis when it's not in Madagascar? That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, this one can be found all over the coast, so that's not really useful. I assume this is the ruddy turnstone. Yeah, this is literally all over the place. Yeah, this is what I think it is. Eastern cattle egret, yep. Had the right idea there. I want to know what this kingfisher is. Small blue kingfisher. Okay, so this is actually really good. This one's actually really good for Indonesia. So there's some Indonesia clues here. But I guess if it's really dry, it doesn't quite feel right for Australia. Indonesia's probably a good send. But if I wouldn't picture Bali in my head with this, let's be honest. But yeah, bee eaters I'm interested in if they actually found in Australia. Yeah, because this one's not found in Australia. I think this is the mistake. So let's actually check bee eater distribution. Okay, you get them in Australia, so that's fair enough. You don't get them in New Zealand though, so Amon is a fraud. You heard it here first. Yeah, so I guess like that doesn't really matter. I just need to know the species. Anything else? This duck, I don't know what this duck was. The Pacific black duck. So this is not the American black duck. This is a different black duck. But again, mostly Australia. Anything else? This. Yeah, water hen is similar to a gallinule. Yeah, that would have ruled out Australia. This bird. golden-bellied Gerrigon. Again, rules out Australia. Like, there's definitely a few birds here that would have ruled out Australia. But yeah, I mean, if there's a big cluster of this in Australia and there's like literally only 4 or 5 records in Bali, like that's just tough, honestly. Other stuff, I feel like every other bird I recognise was on the coast and probably was in both, which they were, pretty much. And you do get bee-eaters, but you just don't get this blue-tailed bee-eater in Australia, so... Yep. It's unlucky. We'll just start the next round, I guess. Okay. Interesting. Looks like we've got some sort of goat here. Yo, Avatix, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, this is an iNatGuessr. iNatGuessr, I've had it out for 3 years. I've noticed. So, yep. You're more than welcome to join in, by the way, and share your thoughts. But yeah, butterflies are a nightmare when you're outside of. Wait, why does that look like a Carol bunting? That looks very similar to a Cyril bunting or a Carol bunting for some reason. I don't know these. It looks like some sort of fritillary or something, but I'm not sure. Asalafaderi. Morocco, Spain, maybe I could see. But yeah, you guys can join in with the plants as well. Looks like we've got some common daisy. Is this just common daisy we got here? That doesn't look like a fritillary. It looks like more like a copper, if anything. But I don't know my butterflies outside of the UK very well. We've also got this plant, if you recognise it. Yeah, this is definitely a fritillary. This one's. This could be the silver wasp fritillary. I think this is Europe, like, but I think like more west, like yeah, like Morocco or Spain. Are you thinking the same, Atalantia? Nice, nice, nice. And this looks like some sort of lark to me. And we got some conifer here of sorts. Yeah, very rocky. I don't know if you know these plants, but yeah. I know there are some kind of goats there. I don't know what else in Europe has wild goats. And the fur works. Yes. Is there anywhere in particular you want me to send in Spain, if it is Spain? Or we reckon maybe more Morocco? I mean, sounds like Moroccan name almost to me. But yeah, I don't know exactly where to send. I don't know exactly. But I was thinking like somewhere around here. But I'm not very good at picturing it in my head. And obviously the map isn't the best, so... Like southern Spain mountains, yeah, like around Andalusia or on the coast, like stuff like this. This could work, maybe. Like, does it get really rocky here in Morocco? I just don't really see the elevation, that's the problem. I feel like it... Is it really rocky on the coast of Morocco, or is it, actually surprising if I actually don't remember. I feel like it's meant to be rocky in it. We just don't really see the elevation mapped very well. But I feel like this is meant to be quite hilly. But yeah, I'm thinking like this or something like this. Maybe. It's just a Moroccan name, but they could just be travelling, I guess. Do we send Morocco or do we send Spain? What do you reckon, guys? Also got some random ants here. But yeah, I don't really know the butterflies. I think one of them might be a silver wash fritillary or something very similar. But butterflies outside the UK, I'm just horrendous at, so... If you got any thoughts, by the way, Avatix, feel free to say something. I have no clue, but Spain seems good. Yeah, let's just try Spain. Why not? I'll try here because it's kind of not far from Morocco. Yeah, it could be anywhere in the Mediterranean, honestly, but the name you kind of have to trust a little bit, being near here. But, yeah. Like I said, people travel, though, but it'd be better if I knew the species or anything. But I guess we'll find out what the goat distribution is. But yeah, I mean, we'll just send and see what this is. Greece. Really? How is that Greece? I was not thinking Greece there. But it makes sense, I guess. Crazy. Let's have a look at the goats. The Balkan chamois is the subspecies. So if you knew it was a subspecies, you're getting the Balkans there. But I don't know what's the difference between the northern chamois and the Balkan chamois. But I think it's some sort of goat. Yeah, actually the chamois would have actually made you go more east, actually. Interestingly enough. And there's a lot in the Italian Alps. You don't really get it in the Iberian Peninsula. I'll check chamois. It could be a different species of chamois. Yeah, I mean chamois is also more Pyrenees and northern Spain. So I don't know what species it is, but that you guys were thinking of in the Iberian Peninsula maybe, but it's definitely not this one anyway, unfortunately. That's tough. Greece, really? I think I got this correct though. It was a coral bunting. It was a coral bunting. But I assume they were found all over like Europe and the Mediterranean. Anything else? Yeah, this bird I wanted to check. A woodlark. Yeah, I thought I recognised it. It was a woodlark. But again, not really that useful. What I think was a silver wasp fritillary. Yep, proven. Fritillaries are just ass. I'm sorry. Butterflies are horrendous to identify. But yeah, not really that useful. Yeah, don't bother with butterflies. Unless it's like something like this, then maybe. The black ringlet. So the black ringlet was pretty good for Balkans, though. Southern Spain has ibex, which have longer horns. Okay, interesting. I guess we can take a look at that, actually. Just search it. Ibex genus. We'll just do about, I guess. It's called the Iberian ibex, I'm guessing. Okay, why has it just done that? I'm not looking at goats. I'm not looking at Snorlax. Come on, guys. Right. I assume it's just the Iberian ibex, right? Yeah, the horns are a lot bigger. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You don't really get it in Morocco, apparently. This one, anyway. Interesting enough. But where we guessed would have made sense, but we just misidentified. Didn't know which one. Like I said, our mammals is not great either. But yeah, I don't know what else we can check. I mean, the rest of the stuff is kind of just like some goat that you could recognise for the Balkans, I guess. What was it called again? A northern chamois or chamois. So yeah, we can check the description. Yeah, very small, but have short, slight, straightish horns. Yep, hooked backwards near the tip. Yep. But it shows like there is so much to learn with this, like GeoGuessr, quite essentially. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of it before either. I've probably seen it before, but I didn't remember the name. But yeah, that's tough. That looks like it's trying to be a white admiral, but it might be some bullshit butterfly. We don't really want butterflies. That looks like it's trying to be like a long-tailed blue. These butterflies look familiar, but this is not Europe. That's definitely not Europe. That can't be Europe. Might be Asia or something. Maybe. I'm back. Welcome back, Maya. Hope all is well. Got some flowers here. I don't know if that could help with Asia roulette. Some sort of dragonfly. We've also got this flower. Also got this. And I'll move shortly. The top right one may be an Asian fig. Yeah, okay. I mocked the bacon on this one. I don't know if I'm just looking at the tablecloth, but I thought of India. I mean, true, to be fair. I was thinking Asia somewhere, yes. I do like India. There is a danger it could be very weird Africa, though. It's just interesting that this butterfly and this butterfly look very, very similar, or they're the same species as the ones I'm thinking of. But again, like I said, butterflies can, in different areas can look identical. But we've got, I think, a long-tailed blue or a short-tailed blue. I'm not too sure. Yeah, Ficus religiosa would be mainly India, but also a weed. Yeah, that's the danger in it. Yeah, I think we said India or Bangladesh. Would Bangladesh be feasible as well? Because I was debating that. So I was thinking maybe there is any more East India here towards Bangladesh. That would be my vibe. What do you think of Bangladesh? The middle white flower is a passion flower, I think, but I don't know where that is, native. Where that is natively, yeah. I do like India. I like somewhere like in Asia. Because again, like, it felt like it was in Europe, but then this bird is definitely not Europe. Unless it's accidental. A Central American species, yeah. Yeah, because these butterflies look like the ones I've seen, I've not seen them, but I've seen them in guides in Europe. Like, I feel like this would be a crazy similar bird in the Americas. But yeah, I think I do prefer Asia here. I want to know what this bird is. This bird seems distinctive. So I'm thinking like sending East India, like West Bengal or Bangladesh here. I'm thinking somewhere around here. Would that make sense with what we've got here, or were you thinking different climate for India, guys? If we were to go India with these types of plants? Because that's quite a good question, because, like, I've seen that bird somewhere before. Yeah, that could be like in a video, in like a YouTube thing, or in real life, like, I don't know. Pacific. No clue where in India got you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is definitely not a UK one, and if it's Europe, it'll be very weird that I don't recognise it. I don't mind near Bangladesh, sure. We'll try West Bengal then. Why not? Give it a go. Could even be something like Sri Lanka, but we'll just send Bangladesh. Right on the border. Right on the border. Unfortunately, it's just southern India, yeah. Bengaluru, where was it? It was just like... The dragonfly was taken here. The dragonfly was taken in the urban area, and I assume like maybe some stuff was taken in the near the station. Like I said, I don't know what the full range is, but you got like random parks and stuff, so they probably were taken nearby. This is literally 10 kilometers away from my current residence. That is crazy. That is unlucky. I want to see what this is called. Is it what I think it is? Yes, it is long-tailed blue. It must have a crazy distribution then. Yeah, this is a crazy distribution. Yeah, that's a wild one. I didn't realise they went that far east for a butterfly. That's crazy. I thought it was more of a limited species. And was this a... Nope, it was something very similar to a white admiral. But this would have confirmed India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh area. Yep, and what was the other one? We had this bird. The Indian white-eye, okay. And again, Asia, yep. What was the bird? It was Indian white-eye. So, Sosterops genus. Yeah, it's a very striking bird. I feel like I've seen it in a photo before. But it's definitely... I recognised it wasn't, yeah, Europe. Yep, you got the species correct, by the way. Nice one with the plant. Good stuff. Should have used the... Yeah, I was questioning the red soil, but I thought like more like, Bangladesh red soil somewhere. Yeah, Crinum asiaticum. Rafeca serrata, Passiflora foretta. But yeah, I don't know if I want to look at anything else. We've got this butterfly though. I want to see what this butterfly is. The lemon pansy. Interesting name. But again, this one's quite good for India. But you got to be really careful with butterflies though, because there's some that just look the exact same. And I guess NPUP border. I mean, bit of a better guess. Yeah, what was your scoring like in the first 2 rounds? I'm just curious. I mean, you can just copy and paste what you said before. If I can't see it, okay, I think I found it. But it seems like you're doing all right. You got 1,600 on round 1, 400 on round 2, 3,000 on round 3 is pretty solid. Okay, round 4 you had a bit of a stinker, and round 5 you did okay. So you didn't send like too many times in Narnia, I guess. I mean, we're right now on how many points? About 5,000, 6,000? Okay, we're doing alright. We're probably doing a bit better on average at the moment, but the next round you did struggle on, I think, so let's just see what it is. Okay, well, we've got mute swans. I mean, is this just Europe or some shit? This just looks like Europe. Yeah, we've got some cabbage white, probably just a small white. I think this is like a ladybird nymph. I think this is like one of the stages before it becomes a ladybird. Got grasshopper here. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But we've got a lot of English on here. Some plants here if you want to have a look, guys. It could be. I need to have a better look at the architecture. Because I was actually debating Lake District for a second, but it doesn't feel quite right. Like, I feel like these buildings don't feel right. Yeah, I'm not sure about these buildings. These buildings don't feel right for UK. But it is a mute swan. Mute swans might be quite well spread though. Got some sort of tree here. Maybe you guys, the botanist might have a better idea. With this one. I'll move for a few moments. Picia abais. Yep, you confirmed. Yep, nice. I think I've seen all these things in Germany. Yeah, I was going to say, do you think this architecture works for Germany, Lenley? I don't know if you can see, but it's like right above like the, it's in the top right. And also welcome in Hope All as well. Hope the grinding's going well, man. I'm only just getting back into streaming recently, so yeah, Hope All as well. Yeah, for Bavaria maybe. Sure. Yeah, I do like Germany. Is there any decent lakes you can think of that we could try? I mean, it's a decent sized lake of some sorts, isn't it? But maybe that'll be a bit of a pain for me to navigate with this map. But we could try one of these lakes. I think as long as we're within 100 kilometers, I think we get a perfect score. We don't need to get the exact 5k, but yeah. Why have we clicked my house then? Oh, Jeff. To be fair. Yeah, I do like Germany. I do like it. But I think we're going to be somewhere in Europe, surely. It's just where. I haven't seen any of the images, to be fair. We got this. Yeah, we're pretty confident it's Europe. Do you know the English name or the non-Latin name for this conifer of sorts? That's more for Avatix or Atalansia, yeah. Norway spruce, okay. Got you. Yeah, well, we could try just some random lake near Bavaria. Do we have like? It might not even be a big lake that shows up much. It might just be a random one, mind it. Yeah, I think we can try Bavaria. I don't mind that call, honestly. There is a lot of decent sized lakes there, so why not? Why not do it, you know? Welcome in, DJ. Hope all is well. Wasn't expecting to see you here. Yeah, are you guys fine with me just sending this lake? I mean, it might not be the lake, but yeah, we could just give this a go. Unless you think like it's, I don't think it's this water body, so I think we just send. Yeah, let's see. I do like the journey. I do think the architecture could work for there as well. So yeah, let's see. It was Switzerland. Okay. It was in Switzerland, this. And, okay, so the first image is where the actual location is, for context. So, I assume it was this lake we were... That the swans were in. But we can check the name. So, this was, I think, small white. Or large white, sorry. Oops, that's a big mistake for me. I shouldn't be mudding them two up. Yeah, this is just Cygnus Allure. That's just a mute swan. And you get these all over the place. Okay, yeah, this is some random book. I don't know what this. I think this is a ladybird. Yeah, Harlequin ladybird. Yep. And yeah, you get them a lot in the UK. I think they're an invasive one in the UK. Actually, I think they're invasive here. I don't think they're meant to be here. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Oh, you got gas into New Zealand. That I can see that happening. Yeah. Especially if you think it's UK, then something feels quite off. Yeah, it was that tree. The Norway spruce, which, yeah, very good. Yeah, it's very good near the Austria border and Switzerland, yeah. Nice. Is there anything else we wanted to look at? And the grasshoppers are going to be here all day. Yeah, there's no point really learning that, I don't think. I think we can move on. I mean, that's a good round. We got 4,500. Did they come by the boat as well? I don't know. So with insects, they can just be introduced by all sorts, yeah. But yeah, I think Harlequin ladybirds aren't native to UK or not meant to be here or something. But that was like 10 years ago. They might have done some research and found out they were once here. So you never know. Nature stuff can be complicated. Yo, thank you for the follow, Match Ice Cream. Hope all is well. Welcome in, Davido Loca. Hope all is well. Welcome to the stream. Why? What? Does anybody know what book this is? But it is some sort of caterpillar. I don't know what caterpillar it is. I'm not really good with butterflies or moths, because caterpillars can be moths as well. Don't forget about moths. 2K followers. Let's go. Let's go, Jeff. Yeah, thank you guys. Was it very recent? I think it was very recent as well. So yeah, big thank you for that, guys. It means a lot, especially when I'm getting back into streaming. Yeah, I mean, could be a fake monarch here. We have got a rodent of some sort, like a ground squirrel, maybe. Out of 10. I hit 2K right now. Okay, maybe it just rounded it up or something. Or it was on 1.9 maybe. Oh, it must have been on 1.9 then. I'm going to sneeze, Wait, I'm going to sneeze. I think it's gone. It might come back. Yeah, so it's 2K. Oh, that's awesome then. I thought we would have reached it, but yeah, thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot. Like, I wish I was streaming more in the last couple of weeks, but I really needed time away because of private reasons. But it's nice to be back, and it means a lot that, you know, so many of you guys are following and tuning into the streams. It always means a lot. You know, makes it worth it, you know. Yeah, I do agree with US here. Like, got some monarch, or something similar to a monarch here, and this doesn't look like UK. Probably somewhere in America. Twitch rounds up on Twitch tracker. It shows 1999. Okay, got you. But yeah, congrats, Match Ice Cream. You were the 2000 follower. Just saying. Is a chipmunk? Yep, got you. I mean, if it is a chipmunk, that's nice. I mean, it's something related to squirrels in it. But yep, nice. Got some reed beds here. So very wetlandy. Watch this somehow be Oregon again. Are we able to rule out West Coast Atlansia hit this time round? Oh, no idea. I actually don't know what the distribution of monarchs are, but I assume they're all over the place in the US. Not seeing a red-sided garter snake here. Yeah, to be fair. So it can't be on. Yeah, monarchs shouldn't be the west coast. You're referring to Atalantia. Yeah, okay. Do you recognise any of the plants making you go more east, or is it just a bit of a coin toss at this point? You reckon? But I would definitely send US, especially with this. Yeah, like I said, it looked like a chipmunk, but I called something a fossa, and I sent Madagascar on Colombia, so, you know, I don't want to be too overconfident with my ID skills for mammals, but it does look like Alvin and the Chipmunks, to be fair. But yeah, if you know anything else, let me know, but I think US is good. I'd probably send... I don't know. See, not a lot in Utah? Nice. Yeah, I think they're probably fairly widespread. I wasn't surprised if they're quite widespread. But I don't know much about US, unfortunately. That's why I'm asking you guys. But maybe it's something like middle, like some random flat area. I mean, we don't really see much. I mean, the first image is where the exact location is, which obviously isn't that useful. Nothing too specific to recognise the oak leaves in chipmunk picture. Yep, yeah. I think our pin oak, which is roughly midwestern and east. So yeah, midwest and east is probably quite good. So maybe we just, if in doubt, Ohio it, maybe. And just try something around here, maybe. Or is this out of range? Would Ohio work? Do they read books in Ohio, though? I mean... Who knows what they do in Ohio, let's be honest. It is quite a fascinating place, to be fair. Maybe try... I mean, it is near an urban area, some of these photos. We could try outskirts Cincinnati. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. Would Ohio be fine, Atalantia, you reckon? If it's in that range, or nah? Because if so, I'll probably just send this and see where it is, because I'm not going to act like I know where to region guess this. I think it's a good hedge. Sure. Let's try it. So we're going to find out what score we're going to get in the daily challenge. I think it's only 5 rounds. So let's see. Okay, it's very northeast. That's unlucky. We could have been further away. Oh, Jeff. But yeah, it was Maine, outskirts of Waterville, in a park of sorts. Colby College. We're in a college. I mean... Then again, like our naturalist surveys, like a lot of colleges would do these surveys, so it makes sense to be in a college. There'd be a lot of like observations in random colleges. I am not seeing anything in Maine here besides like wetland reed beds. I don't know. There isn't anything obvious. But yeah, we'll take a look at what these things are. I assume this was a monarch. Yep, it was a monarch. So yeah, this is the normal distribution. So you get a lot in like US and Mexico. Then you get something like New Zealand, which is interesting. Australia. I don't know if these were introduced or are native. But then, yeah, you get a little bit in, you know, in Europe, but I think most of them are accidental. But yeah, like what we had before, we had like a very similar monarch-like species in India, which kind of baited us a bit. But yeah, monarch is really good. It's a very distinctive butterfly to identify. You won't really see it much in Europe. I want to see what if this was a moth. Yeah, it was a moth. Yeah, good luck with that one, unless you just know the moth exactly. There's like hundreds of thousands of moths just in the UK, so good luck with that. I googled the book. Catch 22 is a satirical war novel by American author Joseph Heller. Crazy. Yeah, if you want to check the plants, feel free to be my guest. I'm pretty sure I'm guessing it's a eastern chipmunk. Okay, so there might be more than one chipmunk species, which will make sense. So we can, you know, because we've got chipmunks and we've got eastern chipmunks. So yeah, this is the full distribution of chipmunks. So you did say Utah. There is some hotspots in Utah. But if we check the taxonomy, we've got 3 different genuses of chipmunks. But obviously some are in Siberia, so it's probably not going to be that group. So it could, you know, you got western versus eastern chipmunks. And the western chipmunks, obviously more western US. So you can separate the west and east with that, which is quite interesting. So yeah. Don't know if there's anything else to add. Yeah, I clicked all the plants. Everything here is also common in Ohio, so GG. Yeah, I mean, we got 13k. I mean, that's not too bad. We didn't really miss anything really badly, I think. I think the round we missed badly was the first round. Was that the South Africa round? Or was that a different seed we played? I was Bali. Yeah, that could have been gettable. I just didn't think of the dry parts of Bali. Because I was a bit suspicious of a bee-eaters being in Australia. But you can get bee-eaters in Australia. I think Aemon's a... Wait, it's a hummingbird actually, Aemon, isn't it? Aemon's a hummingbird. Yeah. Do you even get hummingbirds in New Zealand? Do you even get them in New Zealand? I'm actually gonna check that right now. I actually don't know. Let's just check hummingbirds distribution. I don't know if you get them in New Zealand, but we'll see. I think you get them in Americas for sure. But I guess we'll check. Yeah, it's it's America's thing. Yeah, maybe I was thinking of bee-eaters with hummingbirds for some reason. But yeah, Aemon's a fraud. You don't get any hummingbirds in New Zealand. He's a fraud. I'm just saying. Yeah, I thought it was America's thing, but you never know with introductions and stuff like that. There's even something that's been reported in Alaska. Crazy. Crazy. Probably just migration reasons, maybe. Yeah, let's check beta, because I wanted to check what beta distribution is. Bee-eaters about, let's take a look. Yeah, bee-eaters you don't get in the Americas. So you can rule out, if you see a bee-eater, you can rule out the Americas. So I guess you can remember it the opposite way around. But obviously bee-eaters look very different to hummingbirds. They're just a lot longer, and hummingbirds are like almost like, you can mistake them for an insect at times. They're that small, hummingbirds. There was an Alaskan ptarmigan spotted in eastern US this week. Yeah, I mean birds are mental with vagrants. Like Bag was telling me about a long-tailed shrike that was in Fife, like literally 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and they are like found in like East China, I think. So if we look at long-tailed shrike, that's what's so cool about birds. Like some random birds can just turn up out of nowhere. So yep, this is like the normal distribution, like includes China, and this is the record that happened like a week or two ago. I think it was around here, but I think it was seen in, around here. Yeah, I think this is Fife. Yeah. So like this is the recording. So this is actually really recent, July the 5th, 2026. But obviously, if you see this, you're very, very unlikely going to be here. But iNaturalist, I think, sometimes tends to like just choose random rare ones for no reason. It's a very weird algorithm how it picks it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like you can get very random ones. I think also Western Reef Heron was spotted in Wales, which was the first ever record of one. So if I just show you that, so this is what showed up in Wales, and yeah, like it's usually more of a West Africa bird, but you can also get it in Asia, but it might be like a subspecies thing. Because if we go to taxonomy, you've got two subspecies. So you've got the Western African reef heron, you've got the Arabic reef heron. So that, I guess that's one way to separate the two. I don't know why we've got a little egret in image, but sure. But yeah, like this was the first ever one recorded, and it was spotted not far away from where I'm going on holiday, which is quite funny, around Carnarvon. This was also I 5K'd this, I think, on a play along recently, if you watched that video. But yeah, it was found in Conway, and I think the most recent records have been around Pembrokeshire. But like before this was never seen in the UK ever. So yeah, crazy. Like 27th of June, I saw a mandarin duck in Central Park, New York City one time. Yeah, to be fair, I think mandarin ducks are quite ornamental birds. Like they tend to be found in random parks, ornamental parks and stuff. They just get introduced there usually, but they can escape and have wild populations. So if we take a look at the mandarin duck, we take a look at it. it's like distributions, you know, like usually it's going to be more Asia, but look how much is in Europe. Like this obviously was introduced or released accidentally. That's why it's so spread, and that's why you have see it in certain pockets. Like yeah, like I assume, yeah, Central Park. Yeah, lots of recordings here. Yep. I was learning about how egrets almost went extinct. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, I mean that happened in the UK as well. With almost went extinct. They've had a crazy good recovery though, especially little egrets. Yeah, yeah, the bee eaters. Yeah, I think that's because of the warmer climate. Yep, exactly. But yeah, it's interesting because like you might think, oh, it's Mandarin ducks was in China, but no, it's been really accidentally introduced. There's another bird called the wood duck, which you get in North America that you can find in Europe, but obviously it's North American. So yeah, you can see like outside of its native range, introduced population in British Isles and Western Europe, and small introductions in North America. But the wood duck is like this. You've probably seen that, but that was also another introduced species. So I think what we're gonna do now is I want to do a bird one, and then we could do a plant one maybe towards the end, if we have time. Because I definitely do want to do a bird one. And if you want to see more bird stuff, I'm happy to do another video on it. But yeah, we can give it a go. Have some fun doing this, and then we'll finish off with some plants. I could also do mammals as well, but I kind of got flashbacks recording a video with only mammals today, and it was horrendous. Okay, so what we got here? Well, we got a bee eater, so we know it's not going to be in the Americas. So that's confirmed. We're not in the Americas, which I gathered already. We've got some sort of purple heron, maybe. It's very similar. Don't know what you're meant to be, but it's something similar. This might be a pygmy cormorant, or it's the one you get in Africa that I've seen before. Yeah, we've got some kind of gallinules here as well. Like this is probably something similar to a gallinule. Some sort of curlew wimbro. That looks like almost like a green shank. And then I think we've got maybe a red rump swallow or something similar. I can't really tell what that is, to be honest. Welcome in, Geomangle. Hope all is well. Yeah, these are like some sort of curlew. But you can see some sort of like tropical palms here. Don't know if you can identify these. Let me know. But there's only two options really here. It's Asia and Africa, I think. I don't like Europe, and it's definitely not the Americas. And I don't like Australia, so yeah, I think those are the options left. Looks like Borassus. What's Borassus again? Is there an English name for it? Yeah, Cambo palms. Do you know if you get them in Africa though? Because we don't really get much Africa stuff, do we? In GeoGuessr, so I don't know if you've looked up if you get that in Africa too. But is it more of an Asia thing? Or can you find them in Africa as well? I don't know how specific it is. There's an African species that looks pretty similar, right? Are you able to tell if it's different, or is it too hard to tell? But yeah, I mean, it could be Asia. I don't mind Asia. I could see something along those lines, like a Thailand. We must be on the coast. I mean, we're probably on the coast here. Or a big water body, or estuary maybe. But I think those are probably Asian, yeah. I kind of like Asia a bit more. This might be a pygmy cormorant, but I don't remember. Yeah, I do like Asia. Something like India, Thailand. Could it be India? I'll allow. Give me a second. Yeah. Which also doesn't narrow it down too much. Anywhere from India to Indo, yeah. I was wondering if it could be like some India coast. I assume it'd be more of an eastern thing usually, unless it's like some weird stuff around here. It could be Sri Lanka. That is possible. Yeah, I'm not too sure. We could try something like on the India coast maybe. But yeah, this is kind of hard, to be honest. Are you fine? Are you guys fine with me sending around here? I have never seen these birds, but I've never been outside. Yeah, I mean, you are in... You it was Bengaluru, right? So, that plays quite a different climate to where you get these water birds, probably. But again, like, I feel like you have to be near the coast for all of these birds, I think, usually. I am from Odisha, but live in Bengaluru. Right. Did you go out much when you were in Odisha, or... So I was debating if it could be something like that. It could be possible. Don't mind sending Odisha, but yeah, I mean, if you refer to Bengaluru, your memory of going out, then yeah, then I think we have to send East Coast anyway. But yeah, you've been around the big lake a lot, and you don't recognise any of these birds. But that's it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will try a bit more south, maybe. But I don't think I want to go too far south. I'm going to try something like... It feels coastal, though. It definitely feels coastal to me. Maybe we'll try this. Near Kakinada or something. I think we'll just try that and hope we're close enough. Okay, it was more south, actually. It was all the way down north of Puducherry. But we had the right idea. It was coastal. It was on a bird sanctuary. I mean, usually you see sanctuary, you're usually going to get more records there. But yeah, I think this was a purple heron. Yep, we got that correct. Quite a crazy distribution, though. That's how I recognised it, because you get them in UK sometimes. Didn't know what this was. An open bill, interesting. But again, found pretty much everywhere in India. Little cormorants. Similar thing. To pygmy cormorant, I guess. Maybe I just called it that by accident. Yeah, this was a gallinule, or... Oh, it was a I guess it is a moorhen. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, for some reason I didn't identify it as a moorhen. I knew it was a gallinule, but not a moorhen. That's crazy. Yeah, curlew. I said about that before. We've got 2 curlews. Let's check this bee eater. So the Asian giant bee eater, not really that useful. What was this? I didn't know what this was. An Indian roller. Oh, if I saw the blue, I would have got the roller bit. But again, we knew it was going to be India. In the end, yeah, it's the same species. This is probably some other gallinule or swamp hen. Yep. Yeah, like a lot of these would be similar distributions, but sometimes you get like very endemic birds. Sometimes, but yeah, like there's a random grey-headed swamp hen. I see that's just escapees or something. And yeah, then we have the little cormorant again. Yeah, thank you. Let's move on to the next round. See what we get. Okay, we've got a peacock. It's not really that useful. But what have we got? Okay, we got a parrot with a grey head, but I haven't learned that parrot yet. This looks like... Is this a shrike, or am I going crazy? It looks like it's trying to be a shrike. But maybe I'm going crazy. I have no idea what this is. It looks like it looks like a bird of prey of sorts, but I have no idea what it is. Well, that's definitely an owl. If you know this owl, let me know, guys. Don't think I've seen that in UK. Probably not a European one. Obviously, we got peacock. This is like subalpine warbler or something similar to like the white throat and stuff like that. I think I know what type of warbler it is, but probably not the species. That might be some sort of whitetail or flycatcher. Obviously some sort of parrot. I don't know what it is, what species it is. Some sort of dove, but there are a lot of doves that look very similar to each other. Don't think it's a collared one. We might have a little cormorant again. This might be a little cormorant again, potentially. We have some sort of wagtail here, but it's not a pied wagtail. And then we just have like guinea fowl or hen, whatever it is. Yeah, it does look like probably it's going to be Asia again. Otherwise, you're thinking Africa. I don't think this is the Americas. I think we've got a little cormorant again. I think it's the same bird, but maybe I'm mistaken. Great horned owl, it could be. If it is a great horned owl, do you remember what the distribution is in your head, where you find it? Any ideas? White outer lines noted, to be fair. Yeah, Asia looking leaves. I mean, we could have a look. Yeah. I do like Asia a lot. Honestly, I might say I'm lucky. I don't know what the if you get parrots in India though, but you probably do. It feels like it's trying to be Asia, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean peacocks are pretty much everywhere. But we've got white outer line, yeah. Like I was saying before. I do like India again, honestly. Australia, yeah. It could be Australia, but again, I don't know if we had little cormorants in Australia. But I guess that's the danger. I'm trying to think parrot. I just don't think I've learnt this parrot yet, unfortunately. But I learnt a lot of Australia ones, like cockatoos. But I haven't really learned all. There's like 400 species of parrots. I have no idea about the this stuff. No, I have no idea. But I think India or around India is probably sensible. Again, or something nearby. You get them in Asia a fair bit. You obviously get them in Americas. So like, you get Amazon genus parrots that are all over the Americas. You can get them in Africa. There's Africa parrots as well. Pretty much like they're really good for everywhere. I think the place that doesn't really have much of them, unless they've been introduced or escaped, is Europe. But you will see parrots in Europe as well, but they usually end up being the ones that have escaped and just just bred and sustain a population. But I'm pretty sure you get a lot in Asia, yeah. But I'm a little bit worried about Africa, but it doesn't really feel like Africa to me. I have seen parrots, if that helps, sure. Why not? So with white outer lines, do we just send Bihar? Or do we send Tamil Nadu? Do we send maybe a weird Andhra Pradesh? Oh my days. I could see Bangladesh as well. I do like India the most. Again. But yeah, I don't know. Does this feel right for Bihar though? I don't know. Maybe it might be more south. I don't know what the vegetation is telling you, Avatix. Or yeah, Atalansia. If it's giving you more of a southern India vibe, then let me know. Also welcome in Ocean Man. I've just seen your message. Hope all is well. India probably, yeah. Have you done much wildlife stuff, Ocean Man? I know you're a very outdoorsy person, aren't you, with your travels. I'm just curious if you have done any wildlife stuff in the US, like know any animals or birds and stuff like that. But yeah, hope all is well, by the way. Second last photo looks odd. I mean, it's just some sort of random wagtail in it. Just looks like tropical plants, but I don't recognise any of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's GG in it. I think I'm going to send a disher or something. I don't know. Don't know what you meant to do on this. So pretty much it's the first photo, and the other photos should be very nearby. I don't know what the exact range is, but they should be nearby. If that makes sense. because obviously they're not taking the exact same place. I don't know the exact range, but that's why there's like a, you know, if you get under 100 kilometers, you get 5k. I think that's why. But it could be something like Sri Lanka very easily, but I thought more India than Sri Lanka. But there's some really interesting birds here, for sure, though. Maybe I just sense. What's the mango distribution? Do you get mango in India? Again, am I being stupid? What's the mango distribution, if you guys remember? Because I'm wondering, like, thinking of parrots. I don't know what this parrot feeds on, but you know, they like the fruit, don't they? So I was thinking, yeah, I didn't know if it was native or not. I was just double checking if it was. Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, maybe if there's lots of mango, maybe it's what the parrots have. I don't know. I don't have no idea, but it's a thought. Where you get like lots of fruit, like mango, maybe that's where you get the parrots. You know, where it's mostly, you know, where it's most dense. You know, because parrots are very smart birds, aren't they? So, do you know a hotspot of mango we can go? Like maybe in the southern half of the country. Do you guys know a hotspot? We could try that. It is a kind of a punt because I don't know if this parrot even has mango, but it is a fruit, isn't it? So parrots like the fruit. What do you reckon? Does anybody know a hotspot? It's in the whole country, really. Yeah, I just don't know if there's like a mass hotspot though, like a place where there's like a lot. But I guess if it's whole country, I don't know. Don't know if Arpasaranga has any knowledge on any additional knowledge. From Maha and Telugu states, really everywhere, yeah. We'll try Maharashtra because it's kind of in the middle and it's kind of towards the south half. But again, last time we had the little comments. I don't know what the distribution was, but it was that. But yeah, Telugu's very far south. I'm not too sure if I want to send Telugu. Maybe it could be. Oh, Andhra Pradesh have... Tamil Nadu can have white outlines, actually. Low-key. Maybe we try Tamil Nadu, actually, because I think they quite often have white outer lines on the roads. Like, on narrow roads, potentially. If it is a narrow road. But we kind of troll with that anyway. Yeah, we'll try south, because you guys were vibing south, and I do like south. I think we'll just try it. Nice. Okay, that's a pretty good guess. It was... I don't know if it's over the border or not. It might be... I can't tell it. Okay, it's not in Kerala. I don't think. No, it is in Tamil Nadu, I think that. But yeah, very nice. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, it was a shrike. Nice. It was a bayback shrike. It looked like a red shrike, whatever it's called in the UK. But yep. You just don't really get the northeast, I guess, which makes sense. This I was interested in. The Coppersmith Barbet, crazy name. Found everywhere. Not that useful, but a cool bird. Sternia. This tries to look like a bird of prey. How is that a starling? Bro, what are these, like, talons doing, bro? Crazy. Yeah, Sternia is genus for starlings. Crazy. That looked like it's trying to be a bird of prey. Crazy one. It was a spot-bellied eagle owl. It was an eagle owl, which makes sense. It did look like a massive naff-off owl. But yeah, this was actually pretty useful. This owl's pretty useful because it's like mostly on the Kerala and Tamil Nadu border, but you get a bit in Sri Lanka. The other reports are quite in the Himalayas, actually. It doesn't really have... But then again, it might not be as heavily researched. Maybe it's only researched in certain reserves. But yeah, interesting. What else we got? Peacock. Yeah, we don't need to look at peacock. I mean, if you want to know what the distribution is, have fun. But yeah. Just because you see peacock, don't send India. That's all I'm going to say. Let's say this looks similar to a... Yeah. It is a warbler. It is a warbler, but it's something weird. Yeah, I mean, this is a subspecies, so don't worry about that one. Warblers are a bit more messy. What was this? It was a flycatcher. Okay. Beautiful bird, this. Look at this bird. Bro, who was that Japan player who had like a bird like this? Who was it? There was a Japan player who is or was cracked who had a very similar profile pic to this. I swear there was a Japan player. But maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, I want to have a look at this. It was a parakeet though. YRP, that might be it, yeah. It looks very similar. It might not be the same species. The plum-headed parakeets. Yeah, all over India. Yeah, but there is a big cluster around here. If you're going south. Yeah, this is some sort of dove. The laughing dove. You're mocking it, mate. You're mocking the bacon. But I'm getting laughed at by a dove. Skill issue. Yep, this was the little cormorant we had before. We already knew that. Yeah, this is some sort of wagtail. The white-browed wagtail. Okay, that's pretty good for India then, I guess. It's not a subspecies. That's pretty good. For coming from the country. Obviously, it's going to be all over the place. But it's actually a very specific list. It's actually very specific, this guinea fowl. Or jungle fowl, sorry. Yeah, if you can identify the species, then this is actually pretty overpowered. It's got a big cluster around here, which is really interesting. Also welcoming Nimui Hopo as well. Interesting, for sure. Was there anything else? I don't think so. We can just move on, I think. But yeah, I'm turning to Prime Jupiter with all these tabs open. Let's keep going. Okay, I think I recognise some of these birds, but some of them I definitely don't recognise. Right. I've heard of the laughing dove before. Yes. I've seen it in the Europe guides before, I think. Okay, this is Ardea cinerea. It's a grey heron. That is also a grey heron. Got a mallard in the distance. Anas platyrhynchus. We got a great tit, I think, here. Paris major. I think that might be a great tit again. If it's not a great tit, it's some other similar tit. I'm not sure what this is. This is definitely not UK. Probably not Europe either. So I think I've got a rough idea where I want to go already. This is some sort of pied wagtail. This looks like something similar to a starling or thrush, but it's definitely not found in UK. Probably not Europe either. This looks like a pied wagtail, but looks a bit more white than normal. So these could be two different subspecies. Or just different time of year. Again, low-key, is that the same bird we had before? It's very similar, right? That's very similar to the one we had before. But I don't know if it's the same. My friend thought morning doves were... Oh, yeah. Because they're not... Yeah. He thought they were owls. Okay. I thought you said he fought the bloody doves. I was like... Bro's fighting a random dove laughing at him. That is kind of crazy. Okay, so we got some feral pigeon here. Doing some dancing, Jeff. I don't know what he's doing. And we got some sort of maybe woodpecker here as well. So what came to my mind here? I was thinking something in Asia maybe. I'm pretty sure it's not UK. I don't like Europe, especially with this. Interesting material here. And this definitely feels quite similar to what we had before. I forgot what it was called. I don't think this is... Or is it? It looks like a cuckoo. Wait, let's have a look. I'm not sure. I just thought woodpecker because it's on the tree. And the second from the bottom left. Oh. Oh, okay. The cuckoo? Okay, I didn't think it was a cuckoo, but it could be. It just looks like it's trying to be like a blackbird or some sort, but yeah, it could be. A bit like a cuckoo. Okay, so it looks a bit like a cuckoo. Yeah, I can see it though. I can see it. There's also cuckoo species in there as well, so... Yeah, welcoming Canada cactus hoppo as well. Yeah, I think we had something similar to this before, but it could be a different species. With just the climate, it reminds me of like stuff like in Korea or Japan, maybe. Don't know if you guys are thinking something similar. Because it feels kind of temperate to me. It doesn't feel like it's India or anything. It feels more east if it is Asia. Because I'm pretty sure this is not Europe. I'd be very surprised this is Europe. And do you get any of these in the US? I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know if you get great tits in the US. I don't know if you do, unless they're invasive. They might be invasive. Yeah, but we had a similar bird as before, and it was not anywhere near the US. I think Japan or Korea is good. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll go Japan here. I think I'm just going to send some random park outskirts Tokyo or something. I mean, it's near some... It's probably near some like random lake probably. It's like near a park near a lake. So we'll just find like a random park that shows up quickly on the map. We'll try something like this, I guess, in Tokyo. Outskirts. Yeah. I do like Asia. I mean, if we're getting baited, then fair enough. But usually when I see like European-like birds, but there's some random bird, doesn't make sense, it's probably somewhere in Asia. I don't think this bird's in Europe. I'll be very surprised. Like if I feel like I would remember this bird if it was in Europe from my books I read when I was a kid. And same with this one. This doesn't really add up for Europe, I don't think. Manhole cover is not Japanese, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it might not be, but it could be Hong Kong or something maybe, but yeah, but do they always have it? Yeah. It's a storm drain cover, yeah. I was gonna say like I feel like the normal manholes it probably doesn't get as much water, whereas this is like when it has lots of rainfall. But a good observation though, but I think I still prefer Japan, otherwise it's Korea. Like it's not Europe. I'm if this is Europe then this is just a stupid round. I'm just gonna tell you that now. I 100% know it's not a gold crest. It could be like in the family of gold crests, but I'm pretty sure that's not a regulus. I know my gold crest quite well. It's in the name, gold crest, regulus. That's like a gold like a line on top of the head. But it could be related. It could be like a warbler, similar, but I don't think it's a gold crest. I think gold crests look well. I'm pretty sure it would look very different usually, unless it's like some very weird, odd exception. It shouldn't be a gold crest. I don't think. Because you get gold crest and fire crest in the UK, and they look completely different to that. Like completely different, and it's definitely smaller than this. Like this bird looks way too big for a gold crest. It looks similar to one we had before in India, and again, this is definitely not Europe. I can tell that. I mean, this looks like some reservoir, so I don't know why I'm sending there. Let's see if I can find the first thing that comes to mind. I'll just send something around here. Yeah, it could easily be South Korea. I had a very similar round to this in recently that was South Korea that I did get correct. But yeah, I think we're just going to find out. If it is Japan, South Korea, fair enough. If it's somewhere Europe, then I'm going to have some thorough investigation, because this... I'll be shocked if this is Europe. I'll be very shocked. Right, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Yep, it is Japan, and we did get a 5k. Very nice, very nice. And it was... I don't know what city this is meant to be, guys. Let me know, but... Yeah, very nice. It was Japan, and it was right over there. Yep, 100k. 100 kilometers, 5k radius. I mean, with animals, it's kind of understandable to have that radius. Right, let's take a look. Okay, well, it was a grey heron, but that's actually a subspecies, interestingly enough. But yeah, I mean, grey heron's very widespread. Yeah, I think it's weird for North America, but you get it all over Europe and Asia and parts of Africa even. Yeah, we had a subspecies of... Oh, it's a Japanese tit. No, it's an Asian tit. They look very similar to great tits, this. Very similar. That's why I said it looks like a great tit, but might not be. So the species is Asian tit, but what we had was the subspecies of it. Yeah, that just looks like a great tit. I'm sorry. That just looks like a great tit. Like, if I show you great tit, it's literally identical. It's probably just not as yellow, the belly, I guess. Like, yeah, the great tit's a lot more yellow, I guess. Yeah, the belly. They look very similar to that. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one. Because I reckon this one's more... Okay, this looks like it actually was an ornamental bird. Because, like, look at its distribution. So, yeah, this bird was definitely sus. It didn't even look like the one on the photo, to be honest. But yeah, it was. That one was a bit dodgy. Yeah. I don't actually. What is it actually native to? Native to southern China and the Himalayas. I mean, it did look like an Asian bird, so but you have to be careful. There are iNat observations there, so yeah. Yep. What did Maya say? Is North Korea included? It's probably included everywhere, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more expansive than GeoGuessr, so Monticolor, that might be. It's a thrush. It was a thrush, okay. The head looked like a blackbird, but it wasn't. But it was a blue rock thrush. This was a subspecies, though. But if we just look at the species, yeah, because I remember seeing something kind of similar to the blue rock thrush, which is more of an Asia thing. But obviously, the climate was obviously not Spain, France. But it was a subspecies. Yep, this was a subspecies of white wagtail. I'm pretty sure pied wagtail. Yep, and what else did we have? We had this bird. I think we had this before. No, it's a different bird. We had one with a white eye as well, but it was a different species. I forgot what it was called. Maybe you guys can remember, but yeah, this is quite good for Asia, this one. Like, this bird just did not look European at all. And I'll look at this one. I think it was a woodpecker. Yeah, Japanese pygmy woodpecker, so this was a subspecies. Just Korea and Japan. We'll check what just a Japan pygmy woodpecker is. Yeah, it's actually, this woodpecker is specific to South Korea, Japan, and some parts of Russia and China, it looks like. So that's a pretty good one. Yeah, it might have been it was some white eye in India, yeah. But it was a very similar thing going on, but I thought it was a bit, it wasn't the same species. I mean, it's not a bad game so far. We're doing alright. We'll keep going. This could be some African stuff going on. Looks like some sort of grey heron or something similar. Yeah, okay. Some sort of... what are these again? Are these some sort of stork? Or wait, are they ibises? These might be some sort of ibis, actually. I'm not sure. That's an osprey, I think. I think that is an osprey. They've got quite a crazy distribution. That might be some sort of heron again. Unfortunately, can't tell what it is, but it's got a snake, Jeff. Yeah. I don't think this is island, mate, to be fair. Irish grass is fake, to be fair. This looks like it's trying to be a moorhen, but looks a bit off for the moorhen you get in UK and Europe. That looks like it's trying to be some sort of wren. This is interesting, actually. There's some contradictions here. Lynn Marie took this photo. Looks like some sort of bunting, maybe. Something similar to that. Yeah, crazy photo, yeah. I think that snake might be in trouble, Jeff. We had an Indian white-eye earlier that looked similar, if you're referring to that. Yeah, that was it, Mayo. Yeah. Just the Everglades. Yeah, do you get ospreys in the Everglades, Atalantia? Surely you've heard of ospreys. Yeah, because don't like bald eagles and like ospreys. Like, yeah, I think there is a collision with bald eagles and ospreys in the US. I think. Yeah, yeah. And what we got here, yeah, it looks good for the Everglades. I do agree. I mean, I was thinking US anyway. Like, the more I looked at this, because there's too many birds that look too familiar to Europe and Africa. I mean, it's way too boggy and wetlandy. It's just because I saw a similar cormorant-like thing like this in Africa, and it baited me. So when I saw this, I thought maybe it's South Africa, but as you go on, like, this is just somewhere probably in the US. Like, but then again, we do have a grey heron. We do have a grey heron though, or is it a great blue heron actually? It might be a great blue heron because the great blue heron is very similar to the grey heron. Yeah, because it looked a bit more blue. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it is a great blue heron. You're right. A crane in the last pick. I can't tell, mate. It's kind of book covered. Let's just see what you said. Yeah, ibis. Yeah. Roseate spoonbill makes sense. It's not really a spoonbill though, the one I'm looking at, unless it's another one you're talking about. Baldy cypress. Don't know what that is. Oh, it's the plants. Okay, got you. Last pick is a spoonbill. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Yeah, I agree with the Everglades. So, where in the Everglades shall we go? Do we just go... do we just, like, send here? Or do you have a preference, or do we just send the national park? Like, where do you want me to go? I mean, we're probably... Hopefully, all we need to be is within 100 kilometers, though. I mean, these could be my observations. Oh, so do you submit stuff from an iNaturalist then? And also, like, send the national park, I guess? Sure. Let's just do that. I'll send near one of the paths. Yep, I think we're good, guys. Let's just go for it. It's unlucky. Yeah, it's outskirts Orlando. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Orlando Wetlands Park it was. So what was this? It was an anhinga. It looks very similar to a cormorant. Yeah, it's a sort of cormorant, but they're called darters. It's a group called darters. I don't think you really get darters in Europe, do you? Let's take a look. Not really. It's more of like an Americas or... Well, it's just not in Europe, really. Okay. That's why the cormorant looks a bit slender and weird. And yeah, I assume this is the great blue heron, like you said. Yep. It looks very similar to a great heron. White ibis is what we had here. White ibis, which makes sense. Again, pretty good for America. Yeah, I think osprey has a crazy distribution. Like, look at this distribution for ospreys, guys. That's crazy. And then there's New Zealand, just doesn't have any. New Zealand is so hit and miss with birds. Like, you either have like very cool birds or just nothing there at all. It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of dark players in the UK, to be fair. You're not wrong, Chief. Was this similar to a... Oh, okay, it was a common gallinule. This is the same as a moorhen. I don't know if it is. Let me check. I don't know it isn't because it's similar to a moorhen, but it just looks a bit different. Yeah, so I could say it was a bit different to a moorhen. I don't know why, but yeah, that was good. What else do we have? Yeah, this is some sort of wren. Northern house wren. Yep, US. This looked like a bunting but again, America with passeriform, it's like a different breed. Like buntings look like sparrows, sparrows look like buntings. It's so dumb. Yep. So this was a Savannah sparrow. Pretty good. Like I said, I don't know my US birds very well. And then we had Platalia, which sounds like, yeah, it's a roseate spoonbill. That's why it looks a bit pinkish, yeah. Well, that was the 4th round. So, I'm going to be honest, guys, it is 10 to 11. So, I can't be streaming till 12, guys. I'm going to be honest. Maybe... I would definitely do more of this. I might like find a time in the week to do this when I'm back. But I think we'll have to do one more round. So, I'm sorry if anyone's waiting for the plants, though. But hopefully you've used plants in these rounds. But I'm going to be honest, it's gone a lot... The time's flown. So, yeah, I can't really help it. Okay, so we got a hummingbird here. So we know it's going to be the Americas. Just off that. We got osprey again. I think this is a very common sparrow. Do you guys know what the sparrow is? I think this is a very... Is it white-crowned or something? I forgot what the name is, but it's a common sparrow. It's a common species in the US. No idea what this is. That's just some sort of pigeon. Not sure which. That looks like a little egret. Looks like we've got some palms again. Architecture's interesting. White-crowned sparrow, yeah. Got you. Thank you. This is some domestic thing. I would ignore that. Yeah, we've got a couple little egrets. We've got some pelicans here. Yeah, I can't really make those out. Maybe that's a green heron or something. I have no idea what that is. Looks something along those lines. And this looks like a turnstone again. I think we've got a ruddy turnstone maybe here too. So yeah, we need to like make a decision here and what we're thinking. I mean, is this just gonna be Florida again? But like, why have we got tiled roofs actually? Is this like California or something? No, why have we got tiled roofs like this? I'm kind of confused. Are we thinking US or am I going crazy? We've got like we've got like palms, we've got tiled roofs, we're right on the coast. I mean, California's probably not bad, is it, right? Oh, are you guys thinking something different? Because if it's not Cali, then where else do you go? With tiled roofs and palms, like... There's nothing else that makes sense, is there really? Could be an island, maybe. Could be. But I think if it's US, you can't have this in California, though. So what's the coastline looking like? It's kind of a bit rocky. Yo, Rekka Khan, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, guys. If there's any mods in chat, feel free to give them a shout out. Hope you're streaming well. We're just doing some iNatGuessr, which is pretty much guessing, you know, where we are in the world, but based off animal photos. It could be plants as well, and we're doing some birds right now. But yeah, welcome in and hope all is well. Thank you for giving the shout out as well. Yep, hope you're streaming well, man. And thank you for asking. It's going good. It's getting late though for me, so I don't want to be up too late. But yeah, I think it's somewhere in California. So anyone who's wondering what's happened here, we've got a white crowned sparrow, I think. We've got an osprey. We have hummingbirds. So hummingbirds should be specific to the Americas. We've got a little egret here. And then we have some pelicans. And we've got a ruddy turnstone. And yeah, and also if it kind of feels like it's US with like this drive and just the vibe, and with the tiled roofs and the palms, it feels quite good for California. So now I'm just deciding where in California do we go? Do we go like more towards like San Jose coast, or do we go more south, like maybe Los Angeles is better with the palms? I don't know. I feel like you can get palms further north, right? But maybe I'm going crazy. But the actual location is in someone's drive, so yeah, maybe Laguna Beach or something could be worth trying. I don't know. Yeah, more like LA coast. Yeah, I do agree. I'm gonna do some outskirts LA stuff, but it does kind of feel right close, doesn't it? Huntington Beach, maybe. It's just rocky. Do you guys remember? Is anybody from LA? Know where it's rocky, the beach, or like rocky like this on the beaches. But if no one's from LA, then nowhere is. There's just some parts of the coast could be a lot more thingy, but because I think if we send here, could it be technically here and we're over 100 kilometers away? So do we just send Long Beach and hope for the best? I don't know. It's probably somewhere it's rocky. But yeah, I don't know. I think we just send something near LA and just move on, I think. And hopefully we're within 100 kilometers. Because this will be the last round for the birds, and yeah, it's 11. It's getting close to 11. And I'm going to be honest, plant stuff will take a very long time. So if you were to do anything quickly, it'd probably be mammals, maybe. I might try and do mammals, but just for the people who are for the raiders, but it'll have to be pretty quick. So yeah, I think I'm just going to send LA and we can move on. And were we nope, it's unlucky. It was more towards San Diego. Yeah, it's unlucky. No 5K. It happens. But we got 22 out of 20, 22.6 out of 25K. It's pretty good for this though, guys. That's pretty good. That's a really good seed. Yeah, it's a pretty solid guess, yeah. Just no 5K. It's unlucky. Yeah. It's interesting because you can use the bird knowledge and then you can also like use other things sometimes. But yeah, 22.6 is a really good score. Yeah, I think when I did the bird video, it was not as high as this. So this was a very good game. And yeah, shout out to you guys as well. We did pretty well there collectively. But I think what I need to do now is I need to get a quick drink. And then I can try and set out some mammal stuff. But the thing is, if like sometimes what happens when you do some locations, they sometimes put like dead animals. So if we get a dead animal, I'm just going to skip the round. So if that does happen, I'm just going to skip in case. Yeah. So hopefully we don't have that. But sometimes that does happen with this, unfortunately. But yeah. GG's. I will get a quick drink. I will do mammals, and then I'll have to go. Yeah, because I think sometimes we report things in an naturalist, it's to keep record of what animals have been in certain places. It might mean they just died by natural causes, or just, you know, it just happens sometimes. But obviously, I don't want it to be on, you know, I don't want it to be on stream, so I want to zoom past it, you know. Oh, this was a Junco, this one. I've heard of this one as well. I should have remembered that. Dark-eyed Junco. Yeah, it's just a feral pigeon, little egret. Oh, actually, it's a different name. Maybe it's the American version. Okay, this looks very similar to a little egret, but it's a snowy egret. Okay, so it's a little bit different. It's got a little bit of yellow underneath next to the bill. Okay, it's a different species. I didn't realise that. It's good to know. Looks very similar to a little egret. This looks like Gadwall. Yeah, it was a Gadwall. Yep. I wasn't going to say on stream. And this was the turnstone again. Oh, it's black turnstone. Okay, this is actually really good. This is actually really good. I didn't realize this was just a different species. So yeah, this is really good for West Coast US. Damn, that's really good. Interesting. I thought it was just normal turnstone. Fair enough. Yep. And what is this bird? It looks like Amon. Well, not anymore. But yeah, very good for Cali. It looks like a lot of West Coast, but can be found in Texas. Yep, right. I'm gonna get a quick drink, guys, and then I think I've caught dark-eyed Junco on Merlin. Yeah, I think they're quite common in the US. It's one of the ones I remember showing up accidentally in the UK at one point or something in Europe. But yep, I will be back in a minute, but we'll have to do a quick fire mammal one, so we can't spend too long on it. But I'll be back in a minute, and we'll do that, and then we'll finish off the stream, because I just don't think we have time for plants. A plant. Right, yo guys, I'm back. Right, let's do mammals, and then I think we'll have to call it. So what I need to do is I need to get the mammal taxon. So we just search mammal, because there isn't a specific one for it. So we need to get the taxon number, and then we need to go back. Then we need to go to view the guide. And then we need to copy this, paste it in here, and then use the mammal ID, and paste it instead of this. And then we delete the place ID stuff, and refresh. I'll just give it a minute. It usually takes a little bit. Like I said, it is pretty old. It's like 3 years old. I don't think the guys put work into it for a while. But it's got so much potential. This game, this thing really. It's got so much potential. It'd be definitely good to keep promoting it, especially if you guys enjoy it. So let's give us a go. And like I said, it'll be a pretty quick fire. Hopefully this is not some bullshit. Okay, it's actually an okay location. Right, let me know if you recognise anything, guys, because I don't at the moment. It looks like it's trying to be like a fake capybara, but it's obviously not a capybara. That's some sort of squirrel. Kind of looks like a grey squirrel, but probably isn't. That's some sort of squirrel that kind of reminds me of a red squirrel, but it probably isn't. Yeah, some sort of like ground squirrel-like thing, maybe. Yeah, it could be a boar. Yeah, could be a boar. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, we've got a lot of squirrels here. Francisco Ramirez. It looks like we've got some wolf or some fox or some sort. I don't know what the name would be. If you recognise this, let me know. I don't think it is a. It doesn't look like a coyote to me, but maybe it is. I don't think it is. The head looks more foxy than a wolf, but maybe I am mocking the bacon. What the hell is that trying to be? Maybe it's something similar going on. It might be the same. I think it's the same animal. We've got a squirrel again. Oh, this could give us information. Yeah, we got this wolf, this fox wolf thing again. I don't know what it is, unfortunately. We have a deer though. Again, if there's any vegetation stuff, let me know, guys. But I was thinking, like, is this just some US stuff? Maybe. It doesn't feel like the UK. I can confirm that. I've seen that red squirrel in the US, the one with the red belly. Mexico. It looks like the pines you see in Latam with the hanging needles. Do you get them in the US? Yeah. Maybe it could be. I like Mexico. Mexico's a good shout. We do have a Spanish name as well. I don't mind the Mexico shout. What about the pines? It's just is it yeah, are all these pines the same? I guess they are. Yeah. So do we send something like Mexico City or do we send like more north? Like what do you reckon? I don't know if this helps either, but where in Mexico do we go here? Because I do like coal. Again, like with what you're saying with the pines, but I'm just worried about if there's some weird stuff in the US that we're not thinking of. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a coyote. If it is a coyote, then it might be some subspecies, or I'm just misidentifying it. But yeah, where in Mexico do you reckon, guys? Do we just send? Isn't that a Darwin fox? I have no idea, my friend. I have no idea. I don't. Well, Darwin sounds like it's an Australian name, but I assume it's just named after Darwin, obviously. I have no idea. Where are you from, Mayo, again? Let me know. You're Germany, aren't you, right? You're German. Let me know if I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah. Either way, I know it's not. It's definitely US or Mex, but it's probably Mexico with the trees, like the lads were saying. I'm not hearing anything since, so... Again... rare species in South America? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I just want to double check these pines. Do we just send Mexico City, like, outskirts, or do we just send... Is it not the Sonora stuff? Is it not the Chiapas stuff? Like... I feel like it's not Chiapas. It doesn't feel tropical enough. I feel like it's either going to be Mexico City or further north. Yeah, I think... Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you for getting back to me. I'm just going to try outskirts Mexico City. Like, imagine... I reckon there's a lot of records there as well. So it'll make sense for the... for the race, you know, for there to be sightings on the outskirts, maybe. Yeah. I think we're just going to send Mexico because we're not wanting to spend too much time on these rounds. So, yeah, no worries about the ads. Yeah, ads I don't have any control of at this point. So, yep. Yeah, I'm just going to send outskirts Mexico City. And we'll just see where it is. Okay, it was if in doubt Oaxaca, to be fair. In this area, near Santa Catarina, Brazil, to be fair. So let's just take a look. So let's have a look at this. Picari. It was called a Picari. Yeah, this thing came up in a video, and I don't want to talk about the mammal video that I'm going to release soon. because I had an absolute stinker. It went very bad, but I've seen that come up before. It is some sort of like wild boar, like some pig, pretty much. And what was this? Red-bellied squirrel. So red-bellied squirrel is really good for Mexico. It looks like. Or this type of red-bellied squirrel. Yeah, okay. But it's been recorded reported in Mexico on iNatGuessr. Doesn't mean it's not found outside of Mexico, but on this game it won't be. Yeah, it's just red. That's just the same one. What am I doing? Yeah, let's have a look at the fox. It's called a grey fox. Okay, so it's found all over the US and Mexico, and it goes into Colombia. Okay, interesting. Anything else? Yeah, this was a domestic dog. That footprint. That's funny. Anything else that's different? That's the same. I'm surprised about that one. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we got the mammals in the trees, don't we? So let's just have a look at this deer. It was just white-tailed deer, yeah. Yep. Give you a flashback to the Amon video. What was it called? You said the other the Darwin fox. I want to search what the Darwin fox distribution is, since you brought it up. What it looks like. I mean, it's a little bit similar, but yeah, it's actually quite specific to Chile. It looks like. Interestingly enough, it's actually specific to Chile and very dense on the island. So if we get that, that's a lot of points, to be fair. Right, I think we can move on to the next round. See what we get. Hopefully we get some good ones. Okay, we're getting a lot of... Are any of these chipmunks again? I don't know if these are the east and the western chipmunks, but it looks like some sort of chipmunk. This is just a squirrel. And that's just a cat. Is there even any mammal here? Oh, that's a beaver, isn't it? A beaver's done that. Yeah, so we've got a beaver. We've got some squirrels and then maybe some chipmunks as well. And then we have a rabbit. And some more squirrels, yeah, I mean... Yep. Chile has lots of miniature animals like pudu and cod. Yep, very nice. So, what do you reckon, guys? I assume it's somewhere in the US, right? Or am I in Narnia? I don't know the distribution of beavers are in the US. But my first thought was US. I just don't know where. Like, what is the beaver distribution like? I actually have no idea. But obviously don't Google it. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like a dryish climate. I don't know if these trees help. Maybe this tree is a bit more northern. Yeah. Okay, fair, yeah. Yeah, the problem is I don't know what type of chipmunk this is, assuming it is a chipmunk. Because there's an eastern versus western. Do you guys get a vibe with these trees if we know it's going to be more east or west? I mean, these could be ornamental anyway, so they might not be that useful. Yeah, it's kind of dry, I do agree. Yeah. It could also just be California again. Or Summit. Do we just try Utah for the bans, low-key? I think Netherlands just because, to be fair. Welcome in, Sticky Biscuit. Hope all is well. Yeah. I think the Dutch would be quite happy if the Netherlands looked like this, to be fair. We probably won't be living here. Yeah, I do agree. It does feel strangely dry. Maybe just try Utah. Why not? Do it for the culture, you know. Do it for who is it? Who is it? Who said it actually? It was who said it? Who said Utah? Yeah, it's our 2,000 followers said Utah, so I reckon we could just do it for the culture, you know? Why not? Yeah, the forest with the beaver looks more west coast, maybe. Yeah, I mean, these trees do look a bit weird, actually. Yeah, maybe not Utah, then, on other thoughts. You should have said nothing. But maybe I try Cali. But, yeah. Like North Cali, Oregon, I don't know. What do you guys think? Where should I go? Do you think more west? Do you think Arizona? Like, where do I go? What would work? Just Cali? Like some like San Jose stuff, maybe? Would that work? Sure, that can get a bit green like this. Maybe like Bay Area, I guess. I might be being stupid, but where's Bay Area? Like, is that just in San Jose outskirts, or is that more, or you just mean in general along the bay? Because I actually don't know what it specifically means. Sorry if I'm sounding stupid, but I don't want to send something that isn't that. But what is the Bay Area? Is it like just some suburb? It is surrounding San Francisco Bay. Okay, got you right. Thanks. Cheers. All those cities. Okay, like, yeah. Okay, sounds good to me. Sure. Yeah, let's try Auckland. Let's try Auckland. It feels like are we at like a university campus or something? It must probably be a university campus, honestly. So it says Lonley College. Let's just try that and move on, I think. Yep, thank you. Let's just do it. And unfortunately, it was east. Unlucky. I was a bit skeptical on this tree, but other than that, yeah. It's unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I'll check if it was at a uni. It was Mercyhurst Uni. Yep. Yeah, that was quite a weird round. Right, let's just have a look at what we had. I think we need to be able to separate the eastern and western chipmunk, because that's very important. So let's just check the chipmunks again. So taxonomy, we have western and eastern, right. So the western chipmunks, there is a lot of western chipmunks. Is there an about that tells us what separates them, or is it just... Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different species, so that might be a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, I don't know what we can do about that besides learn every single species. Yeah, I guess it's the Lakey Shore stuff, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think we got baited there, obviously, so it happens. I think we just move on, though. I want to check what this beaver distribution is like. Okay, it's all over US. Okay, I didn't know how expansive it was, but it was all over US. Fair enough. It happens. It's got the continent. Right, I mean, this is obviously Africa. You can't get more blatant than this. I don't know what this is. Maybe a young antelope, maybe. I'm not too sure. Some rodent thing here. Don't know what it's called. Why is Marmite or something coming to my head? Now, that looks like an antelope of sorts, but I just don't know the species very well. But it looks something similar to that. We've got a hippopotamus. We've got we've got an Egyptian duck. We've got an unlucky cheetah here, to be fair. And we've got a Cape buffalo, probably. Yeah, a lot of Cape buffalo. Looks like we have a leopard kill there. And I mean, Dotzar. What are these called again? Are they like, is it some sort of mongoose or something? Yeah, impala might be the word. Yeah, got you. Might be an impala. Yeah. Giraffe. If you know your patterns, let me know for region guessing. But it did say South Africa though. And we got a rhinoceros. So we got unlucky cheetah. To be fair, a lot of animal kills. But then again, like, you're gonna get that with the predators. That's where you're gonna be able to take the photos of them. But we don't really see the leopard here in the image, so it's not near. So Yeah, I mean, it did feel like Tsar. Do we just go Kruger National Park, or do we think it's somewhere else? Bro, why is there a place called Gaza here? Crazy. Because I'm just thinking Kruger, but it could be the exact same stuff we had before. Yeah, I might need to learn giraffe patterns, to be fair. Yep. Yeah, I think Kruger's probably the best option. Because that's the one I remember off GeoGuessr, and it's a very popular park in South Africa. It's a long park though, so we could actually not get a perfect score. Yeah, it could be more west. But it's the main one I remember. I don't see any obvious hills that are hinting Cape anyway. But it could be more west. Yeah. But yeah, giraffe patterns might be interesting to learn. Yeah, they're all viable. I mean, I don't know my parks, but we know it's going to be it should be South Africa. But then again, like, this guy could have took the photo. I made it dots out. I don't know, and it's just, they baited us. But it did look like that anyway. I don't know what these are, but it looked like some sort of mongoose thing. Right, let's just send. I think this is good. I mean, we were close. I probably should have guessed where it was really green, I guess. But sure, I mean, it's close enough. It's close enough. Right, let's have a look what this is. Cape bushback. So it's a southern bushback. So let's just take a look at some bushback distribution. Okay. Yep. What about this? What was this? Bush squirrel. That was a squirrel. That was a fat squirrel, mate. Jesus. This was actually more north. You don't get this anywhere else in South Africa, so this would have been really good for... So if you see a bush squirrel and those animals, you're pretty much confirming Kruger National Park, which is really interesting. If you know it's South Africa. I assume this is the impala. Yep. Yep, nice. Oh, we know what a cheetah looks like. I want to look at the distribution though. Yeah, southern eastern African cheetah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Then we've got Cape Buffalo, I think. Yep. Yeah, all these animals have a very similar distribution. I mean, circle of life, to be fair. Is this trying to be the leopard, or is this just... Oh, okay, there was no leopard, unfortunately. Rip. Was this a mongoose, or was this something else? Okay, it was a common dwarf mongoose. I think it's a different species to what I saw before. But yeah, if we see this mongoose in South Africa, it's pretty much free for Kruger. Interestingly enough. There's some... Like I say, you can learn a lot of metas from this. Giraffe. Yeah, South African giraffe, yeah. Because, yeah, I guess if we can look at... Well, southern giraffe might be the species. But there's more than one giraffe species, I think. But, yeah, you can see this one's all more southern Africa. But if we take a look at just giraffes... You can see there's probably different patterns here for the different species. If we go to taxonomy, we've got 4 different species of giraffe. But again, there could be subspecies that might look subtly different as well. So... Like if we had northern giraffe, for example, it'll look a bit different, and northern giraffe is more around this area of Africa, so more Uganda, Kenya, so interesting. And of course, had a rhinoceros. There's a southern white rhino. But I would say white-lipped rhino is an interesting one, but I guess white rhinoceros. Yep, fair enough. So, how far are we up to right now? I think we have played... Obviously, we have a hippo. Hippo's got a crazy distribution, by the way. Like, obviously got all over Africa. But you get, like, a random population in Colombia, which is really interesting. I don't think they've labelled the ones in Cuba, have they? But, yeah, there is, like, a Colombia population. Yeah, unless that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's Pablo. Yeah, it's Pablo. Yeah, for some reason I thought they were in Cuba, but in Colombia. I'm being stupid. Why do I think Cuba? I'm being so stupid. Anyways, yeah. The cocaine hippos of Jeff. Right. Let's move on. Okay, I mean this is US. We've got probably what's this called? The white something deer again. probably, or something else. White-faced, I don't remember what it's called. What? I don't know what this is called. Let me know, Americans, if you know what this is. This is obviously a skunk. We know that. Some sort of squirrel. Some sort of squirrel. I assume it's just beaver activity again. We have a license plate here, and we've got like maybe a coyote here as well. I can't make out the plate very well, unfortunately. It's a marmot, that's the one, yeah. I didn't remember what the name was. Yeah, I can't make out what that plate's doing. Does this feel more like North US, like Northeast or something? Or Midwest to Northeast? Maybe. We'll take a look at other things. Okay, we've got another squirrel. I think that's a coyote again. Or something similar, and white rump deer, white faced deer, I don't know what it's called, but white tailed, something white anyway. So what do you guys reckon? If you want me to look at another picture, I think this is probably the best picture for GeoGuessr, guys. But we've got coyotes, we've got, you know, a lot of deer, we've got lots of squirrels of some sort, we've got a marmot. Is it just a Jersey plate? White-tailed deer, yeah. I can't tell. It's one of those weird colours where it could be that, but I just can't tell. I mean, New Jersey would work with the vibe, I think. I don't know about the tree. I don't know if the tree's giving me a vibe, but it kind of feels more northeastern. But maybe I'm mocking the bacon, like something like New England or something further up. I don't think this is Canada anyway. If it's Canada, it'll be Ontario, won't it? Yeah, there's a yellow line here. Is that just some random shit? I'm kind of confused. What is this? What is this doing here, this white line? Or is it just like a POI of it being weird? I mean, New Jersey can have a single yellow line, can't it? If that's what I'm seeing. It's a very narrow road otherwise. I was seeing... I don't know what's going on with that road, to be honest. The fern in the beaver picture makes sense for northeast. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it definitely looks more like something you've seen in a more northeast climate, I agree. It could be Canada, that's what I'm wondering, but I think the plate has a bit of a yellow tint to it, which is a bit sus. But it could be like just a single yellow road line in New Jersey, I've seen that before. Is New Jersey enough? Is that fine, or is that too south, you reckon? With the ferns? Or is it feasible? Let me know, guys. But it could be Canada. I'm a bit worried about Ontario, if I'm being honest. But I don't think these are the normal Ontario houses. And I think the plate's wrong. I could see it. Don't know if Oceanman's still here. Got any vibes here? Let me know. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it could just be the lighting making it weird. I don't know. I don't know. This road looks really narrow for some reason from this perspective, which is really throwing me off. So maybe like we're only seeing, maybe that's just a sidewalk. And it's just like a random yellow line. It's not actually the middle of the road. It looks way too small, the road, but I don't know if it's back from the perspective. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking like New Jersey or Northeast. I just don't know if I want to go more north or not. It could be Maine. It could be something like Maine even. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know. I have any confidence in New Jersey plate though. I don't know if... we might not be. It might just be some weird colouring. I like New Jersey, but I think we should trust the plate. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird coloured tint. I mean, we can just try it, I guess, but it's a bit weird. Last picture, sure. After this, though, I will send... If we don't change them out, we'll send New Jersey. Because, again, we need to get things moving, you know, guys. Isn't the Colombian population escapees from Escobar's? Yes, I believe it is, yep. And welcoming, by the way, it is, yep. For some reason, Cuba came to my head, but it's always been Colombia, so I don't know why Cuba came to my head. It's like a little... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Does it really help me? I think we just send New Jersey then. Let's give it a go. It was Ontario, yeah. I was a bit worried about that single yellow line. It was, yeah. And the lamps kind of look good for Ontario, but the plate was just a bit weird. But we should have just ignored the plate, honestly. And again, single yellow line. Maybe it's just the way we're looking across the road makes it look more narrow. We probably should have got that, but it's late, guys. Let's be honest, it's late. It's fine. Have a look what the distribution of marmots is, or groundhog. Yeah, Groundhog Day. Yeah. What was this? American red squirrel. Yeah, more of a northeastern squirrel. This as well. Was this the same deer? White-tailed deer. Yeah. Okay, it was. Obviously, skunk would probably be everywhere, won't it? Yep. Anything else? Don't think so. Oh, the coyote. Yep. Yeah. Let's do... We've got one more round left, and then I think we'll call it. So let's just see what the last round is. Well, we've got hippos, but this is not Colombia. This just looks like Africa again. Let's take a look. I think I've seen a clue that confirms the country again. But we've got some hippos here. We've got some giraffe as well. Got some bird, but again, this could be the same squirrel we had before. What was it called again, that squirrel? I forgot what the squirrel was called, but it could be the same squirrel. We've got some more hippos here. Got some zebras. We've got some elephants here. Yeah, some more hippos. Is this some sort of buffalo thing? I'm not too sure. Some more giraffes. And we have a lion. And it says .za again. And it's the exact same person, I think. And we've got some vultures. And we have some Cape buffaloes. So I think, guys, this is probably going to be Kruger National Park again, I reckon. And again, I feel like this squirrel we had before. It's a GNU, I think. A GNU. What's that for? The bird? Or what are you specifying? Or is it... What are you specifying, Avitix? Just let me know. Because I don't know what you're specifying specifically. Second from the bottom. A GNU. Where? Is it a bird? Is it some trees? The half zebra thing. Oh, this. Second on the bottom. Okay, I thought it said second. Oh, sorry. A GNU. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know what this was called, but I wonder if it's the same one. And if it is South Africa, it has to be in Kruger, I think, because it wasn't really found in the other areas. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's what areas have had most reports are probably going to cut most likely. That's just probably how it works. But I think we're just going to send this area this time. Because it was the last time, weren't it? But yeah. We had a bush squirrel earlier. Yeah, it could be a bush squirrel. It could be something else, but... It could be just another random squirrel. But I think we just have to send the same place again. Because this could be something like Botswana, but it does say .za. But again, that could be bait. I had no idea coyotes lived that far north. Thought must have been a fox. Yeah, honestly, coyotes' distribution is crazy. They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. It's crazy how spread coyotes are. I can show you, actually, the map again. Yeah, it's like, literally they go all the way down to Panama. And can be found as far north as Alaska. That's crazy. Crazy distribution. And it was different, I think. I mean, on the tree it looked fat, yeah. But it might be a different species. But then again, it's probably just going to be Kruger National Park. But it could be something else. It's also, I think it's the same person as well, right? It's the same watermark as well, isn't it? One's it yellow at the bottom. Yellow? I don't... If you talk about the scroll, I don't remember. But even if it isn't the same scroll, I think I would probably send Kruger again. Yeah. Maybe yeah, I think I'll just send something around here, maybe. Are you guys happy with this, or were you thinking other things? But I think we just have to send South Africa. Trust the watermark again. I think Kruger's the best option here. Yep, seems good. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay, you're taking the Mickey Mouse. That's exactly where I guessed last time. That's exactly where I guessed last time. That's exactly where I guessed last time. Okay, you're taking the Mickey Mouse. It's unlucky. Exactly where I guessed last time. Smith's bush squirrel, was it that? Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same species, yeah. Yeah, because it's only really found in this national park. Otherwise, it's east, which it wasn't. So that's how we got that. And then everything else just made sense. Was there anything we didn't have before this? Yeah, wildebeest. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. How have I bloody not called it a wildebeest? Oh my days, that's so bad of me. It did look a bit weird in the picture, yes, but it was a wildebeest. Don't know what the hell I was thinking there. Obviously, it wasn't a Cape buffalo, but I thought it was like called buffalo as well. But obviously, it's not a buffalo. Buffaloes are fucking like bisons at times. Yeah, was there anything else? Just hippos, elephants. I think we had everything before. But yeah, I think that's going to do. So I got 18.8k, so not bad. And we did have 2 Kruger National Parks. Just make it easy. But I think we did alright. I think it was fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was something different. But yeah, I think tomorrow will be a stream where I'll be playing 1v1s with, you know, people who didn't quite get to play the 1v1s last week. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then I'll be away for a week. So yeah, like I say, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I say, if you want to see some more of this, I have released 2 videos. Well, 1 video, well, 2 videos, yes. So I've done 1 video on iNatGuessr on my channel, which was everything. And I've released today 1 just on birds. So if you're interested, feel free to check it out. And I'm sure you'll like it. And yep, I've got a busy day tomorrow. I've got to record 4 videos to make sure like everything's good whilst I'm away. And I'll be streaming in the evening. But if you guys want to do, you know, want to give this a go, you know, occasionally, you know, on stream, I'm down. Could be something fun to do once a week, you know, something different to the norm. And we can learn a lot of, you know, more things casually, I guess. You know, doesn't always have to be super GeoGuessr-like, you know. But you can still use GeoGuessr skills, for sure, though. So, yeah. GG's, guys. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to end. So, I will end YouTube first. So, yeah, thank you for dropping in, by the way. Justy Nafigas Strizzy Pulek. Sorry for butchering your name, but thank you for hopping in. It means a lot. And yeah, definitely check out my YouTube video if you want to. It is Birds, the latest one. And yeah, feel free to check out and thank you, Maya, for doing that. It means a lot. But yeah, I'm about to end now, so anyone who's just joining the stream, we're about to end. But it's been a lot of fun. The video's out there. I will send the YouTube link on my YouTube as well, in case you guys aren't aware. You can watch this if you want to, you know, be more curious about this concept. And yep, I'm gonna probably call it there. So let me just YouTube. But yeah, thank you everyone on YouTube for watching. I will catch you guys